What's up, everybody? I'm Mike.
I'm Nick.
We are the brothers Murph, and it's time to re-rank properly the top 100 games of Board Game Geek.
True.
Okay? The most popular games of all time.
The definitive ranking.
Who's to say the order's correct? These two dudes have different opinions sometimes.
And we have definitely played all of these.
No, we haven't, but
So
it doesn't stop us from... Hey,
You might
listen.
be asking why we're doing this then, because we have not played all of them. The reason why we're doing it is because, so this year, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be filming this throughout the entirety of the year. This video will come out in December.
Yes.
Is that we are going to be playing through the entire Board Game Geek top 100 games.
For better or worse?
For better or for worse.
There's some games in there, I'll tell you right now. I'm not excited for it.
There's definitely some I'm not excited for. In the past, there's definitely been times where we've done these kind of challenges like in a week. Nowadays, that's just not really that feasible. So we're like, especially because this one, we need a lot of guests. We don't have all these games.
There's some games that are,
So we were like, logistically, it's going to be so hard. Let's just do it over the span of a year. So we were like, you know what would be fun is ranking the games now, how we feel about them, how we feel about the ones we haven't played, and then re-ranking them at the end of the whole challenge.
Correct.
Basically,
this is part one you're watching right now.
Basically, yeah. And so we'll be filming this throughout the whole year. We might do a couple updates throughout the year, especially over on our Patreon, so make sure to join our Patreon if you haven't already. And so we will say that this is the BGG Top 100 as of January 1st, 2024.
So there's that.
It might already be different.
It's a living document. I guarantee it's already changed. The other thing that we have done for this specific challenge is we are playing the first 100 unique games that appear on Board Game Geek, because there are second and third editions of things, some of which there are multiples.
There's
in
like
the top
two Great
100.
Western Trails. We're not going to play both. We're just going to play the new one.
We're going to play the newest one, the newest, most available versions of each of those things. And then for some of those extras, we went to, I think, 104 or whatever to get to 100 unique games. So you're going to see things that aren't quite in the 100. But again, when we finish this, you're like, these aren't even in the top 100. Well, they were.
They were
when we started.
We can't be updating it as we go.
We would never
That would be insane. And so we're like, we got to have a cutoff date. That was a cutoff date the very, very first of the year. So just know that. There's also some quick rules we'll talk about with the top 100 as we both have to play them. We do not have to play them together. Mike's already played TI4 this year, so he's
because I care about the challenge.
Because he's not that one off the list. We don't have to play them together, but we do need to try and play them physically if we
can
able
manage
to. Yes. So no, just like knocking out a whole bunch of on BGA in a day.
Except for Through the Ages.
Through the Ages, we got to try to play it physically.
No,
I don't want to, but we have to try.
Fine.
We also have to find it. Who even has that game?
No one, because they don't play digital.
Exactly.
It should be played.
So nonetheless, so we're going to rank the BG Top 100. So again, it's going to start off with the games that we have not played.
Yes, anything we haven't played will be de facto in the back half, and they are ranked on base of interest level.
Yes.
And you'll see what we have and haven't played, and then once we get into the played, that'll essentially reset the thing in base of our opinion of those games.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get right into it, yeah?
Let's get right into it. Thank you for joining us live. If you're watching us after the fact, click on live chat. So if you see us reference anything, you know what we're
we're excited.
About.
It's gonna be a fun challenge.
Give this video a thumbs up while we're at it, and also subscribe if you're.
And compared to some of our other challenges, this presumably shouldn't be that hard.
It's still 100 games.
It's still 100 games.
We gotta play a game every 3 days.
And a lot of them are like, we gotta track them down. It's gonna be what? We have a whole spreadsheet going already. It's like, yeah.
It's gonna be data, big data. All right, so
this is number 100. So you can see these are not played, i.e. we have not played them.
We've not played these, and we have each ranked these separately.
So these are the game that both of us are least excited to play.
Yes. This right here, which doesn't have a name, is Kingdom Death Monster. I have no interest in playing it. It'll be fine. I feel like people are like writing stuff down. It's like halfway to D&D, which is not a knock on D&D, but I'm like, I will play this as part of the challenge, but I don't care about it.
Luckily, we do know someone who has it, so we don't have to try and track it down. I am not excited for Battlestar Galactica.
There, I nailed it backward.
I know, right? Battlestar Galactica, I am not excited for this game at all. I don't love social deduction games.
I also agree with that statement. You're going to see mine in a second.
I don't love social deduction games. I don't really have interest in playing like a really long social deduction game. I know people love BSG. I know people
We have no experience with Battlestar Galactica as a show.
I'm planning on playing this with Crystal Dax, because Crystal Dax loves Battlestar Galactica, the game. And so I think in the end it'll be fun. But if we're talking about straight up like, I want to have fun, I'd play Sass Queen in chat. Down, Sass Queen.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to play this one.
I am excited to get the right group to play that, and I think ittle be really awesome. But yeah.
And I think Kingdom Death will be better than you think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
It's a lot, for sure. All right, so that's number 100.
BSG! I also don't care about this game at all, but I know a lot of people do, and we'll play it with the right group, as Nick just said. That'll make it really fun. It'll be a great experience, but I'm like, I don't know. Cylons? What? Okay, great.
Silence. Android Netrunner. I don't honestly know why. This is kind of like the precursor to like a lot of like Fantasy Flight games, living card games, like, you know, like Marvel Champions now, Lord of the Rings, a card game. I know a lot of people really love this game. For whatever reason, I'm just like not excited about this one. I don't really have much. I know like Paula really likes it. I know Brain in a Jar really likes it. I'm just kind of like, I have no interest in Netrunner.
This is also
I don't
the
know
most
why.
Board Game Geek user thing ever, that a game in the top 100 is completely unavailable. Only way people do it is they make like fan versions of the game. So I'm just like, of course.
So so I'm probably gonna get some Netrunner stands in the comments, but like I just, for whatever reason, I'm just not. I'm sure I'll be wrong about this one, but I'm just like I'm not that interested in it. So for whatever reason,
I'm more keen. Okay, Nemesis and Tainted Grail. As you can see, if anyone knows anything about us, we're like, I want to be on a farm, digging fields and stuff. Tainted Grail, I've gotten more interested in just because Jeff from Foster the Meeple really likes the storytelling and stuff. So I think as a Fall into Kingdom Death, we're like, it'll probably be fun.
I think you will like it more than you think.
I think thing about these games, like a lot of them, it's like, it's going to be a pain to learn. For ultimately one play of a campaign game, which we are never going to do.
I guess we should also mention that very, very quickly. Should have mentioned at the beginning.
For these campaign type things, we're doing one play.
Yeah, for legacy games, campaign games, we're doing one play of one little session, and that's it. We're not playing through the entire thing because that would be truly insane. Nemesis, I keep gesturing wrong. Nemesis here, I'm actually somewhat interested in Nemesis. The thing is we have recently played Nemesis Retaliation, and I think that is going to be the Nemesis for me.
I think so,
too. So
too.
playing this Nemesis, I just don't have any interest, because I'm pretty sure the entire time I'll be like, I just want to play Nemesis Retaliation, because I want to be the cool Marines that are like in the hallways. To me, that just sounds more fun than this one. I'm still interested in this one, because I did like Nemesis. But to me, I think the whole time I'll be like, I'd rather just play Nemesis Retaliation. So that's why for me it's so low, because I'm kind of like, there'll be another one that's very much like this, where I'm like, I'll just play the other one. Yeah. And so Nemesis is this low because I've already played Retaliation. I think I'm gonna like that one a lot more.
Lightside has the right answer. The more beige, the more better. All right.
Boom. Put that on a shirt.
Tainted Grail's kind of beige. So look at that. It's a lot of
that's a shirt idea. The more beige, the more better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's on a
wow. Look at the double crossover.
Double crossover on PAX Premiere. I feel like it's gonna be a good game.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Good designer. I feel like it's gonna be very stressful and like one where you have to be really paying attention to what everyone is doing, because I think it's something where the game can end at different times.
It has a cloth
and in different ways.
That's all I know about it.
It looks beautiful. I love the look of it.
I know Shay likes it.
Yeah, but I think it's a tense one. And it's like, I'm excited to be just happily surprised by this one, but I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna be stressed out playing it.
I'm just not interested in any of the PAX games. There's a whole bunch of them. I have no interest in any of them. I don't know why. I just don't. So
Private Vendetta, PAX Premiere is awesome. Will I be stressed? Is it stressful? I feel like it's a taut game.
We're going to like this more than we think we're going to.
I think we are.
But I am still not excited
97
about
on the true crossover. You
love to see it. There's a couple true crossovers, but not too many. So for me, this is my other Nemesis one, where I'm already not a massive Brass fan.
Yeah.
So my thing is, but I am pretty much aware that Brass Birmingham is more liked than Brass Lancashire. So if I already don't like Brass Birmingham that much, I'm not excited at all for Brass Lancashire.
Maybe this will be the answer, though. Maybe this version with the harbors and stuff will be like, woo.
That's my thought. Is just like, I'm guessing I'd probably be like, I'd rather play Brass Birmingham. And so to me, Brass Lancashire is super low, because I'm like, but again, these ones are on the list because these aren't duplicates. These are technically different games.
Yes, so you're going to see things like Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion, and Frosthaven. They are different games.
Because they're close.
Games. The only things we're omitting are literally like second edition, third edition, stuff like that. So these are different enough to definitely both be on
Lancashire. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'd rather just play Birmingham. So it's really low on the list.
There you go. Mansions of Madness, it's just sort of like a neutral game. I'm like, all right, like we have Journeys to Middle-earth, which I enjoy Lord of the Rings better than like general horror Cthulhu-y stuff. I imagine this will be very fun to play, though. So it'll be.
I'm more interested in this one than you are, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like, either way. You know?
My guess is I'd probably I'd rather just play Journeys to Middle-earth.
I think so.
Yeah,
just because thematically.
And I don't know how exactly similar they are, but like I just love Lord
similarly
of the Rings.
generative.
Journeys to Middle-earth so bad, dude.
I think we need to do a challenge to like do it, or else it'll never happen.
Yeah, do it in a day, because I want to play it through so bad.
Something like that, or like a long weekend even, just Agricola and Dominant Species.
Yeah, you're gonna like this game.
You think so?
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're gonna like it. I think my experience with it has
colored
tainted your viewpoint of it.
It has. Nick played this very early on in board gaming, like way early on, way too early on. It was like the second
hobby game I ever played.
Yeah. And I think that's got me like a little bit like, I don't know, is it going to be too crazy? So this is a very likely wrong. This should probably be higher. But you're doing species stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
You're doing glaciation. I know that.
That's all I know.
The guy who crushed this was crushing a glaciation.
And that's why I'm scared.
And he was super German, says, I'm going to do glaciation. And he kept doing glaciation over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Agricola. I just don't. I know it's kind of a meme at this point that we have no interest in playing Agricola, but like there's so many other Uves. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure I'll be like, yeah, that was a really good Uve. I just still don't want to play it. No, I just have no interest in playing Agricola. Yeah. I just feel like I'd rather play Caverna or any of the other Uve big
We have
box
so
games.
many, yeah.
I might be wrong. Maybe we'll get into it. I love it. I've heard it's really brutal. I don't really like that in games generally. Sometimes, but it just sounds like it's not going to be very fun. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play Agricola because we'll finally have played it.
It is something I feel like compelled to do as like fans of Uwe Rosenberg and stuff. It's like, well, this kicked off so many things. I feel like we owe it to the one of the godfathers of gaming.
There's a lot of those on this list where it's like, well, we'll now finally have played it, and that'll be really nice.
Jabs found Agricola to be a snoozer.
I don't think I'm going to like it. I just have this hunch I'm not going to like it.
I don't have a lot of high hopes either, just because we have other ones that we love. It's not a diss on Agricola. Like, we wouldn't have them without it.
It's a little bit of a diss on Agricola.
So Android Netrunner, boom, a little higher than Nick. I am more interested in it than you, just because I've heard so many people love it so much, and I want to see like what the hubbub is about. You know what I mean?
Cthulhu Death May Die, I just don't have much interest because I'm not really into Cthulhu themes, but I have heard so many people, including like Matthew Jude, who does not like these kinds of big games.
I'll tell you this right now.
Love this game.
Print preview, this is way higher for me because Matthew Jude's excited by it, which I would have never expected.
So I've heard it's really, really good. And so I'm still not that interested in it, but I am hopeful that this one will be like, oh, that was actually really good because so many people, this is a lot of people's like favorite game. And I'm just like, man, is it that good? But apparently it is.
I think it is.
But I'm still just not that excited for it. I just hate that big Cthulhu mini. Mostly because he got a bunch of butt bubbles. And
I don't like that whatever the holes thing.
Yes.
People are like, I don't like that. And it's
trypophobia, that's what it's called. The fear of holes. Yeah.
I don't like it.
So yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested. Yeah. But not that interested.
Fair enough. Aeon's End. Again, not a diss. I just like we played a game of Aeon's End Legacy, or maybe it was just Aeon's End actually. It was a version of it.
We played something of it, yeah.
And I like some of the stuff, but I was just having trouble wrapping my head around it. So I am actually excited to play this again. But it's another deck builder. So that's why I got it right there.
Arkham Horror, the card game. I am interested in because I'm always interested in all these living card games, but I'm probably the least interested in this one. I know it's really, really good.
I can see myself getting into Arkham Horror, the card game.
See, I just don't.
I don't know why I can see that, but I can.
I don't care about Cthulhu. I just don't. So I mean, I'd rather play Marvel Champions because again, I'd rather play Lord of the Rings, the card game, especially the newer one, because again, it's all kind of the same system. I know there's differences.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like in terms of just pure theme, this is the one I am by far the least interested in. I just don't care about Cthulhu. I just don't. So like Arkham Horror stuff, I just don't really care about that much. But I am interested because I know it's going to be good. But I'm significantly more interested in like Marvel Champions, which you'll see later on my list, on my not played list.
Sure. I got Tigris and Euphrates.
You'll like it.
I know I'll like it.
Yeah.
Tile laying game. It's going to be good for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
This is also, not Cthulhu Death May Die, this is Kingdom Death Monster. I'm more interested in this. I think we'll like it more than we think. I'm also more interested because the minis are really nice. And I mean, Kingdom Death is known for its really good minis. Although I'm going to probably get some hate from some stands. I think their minis are great, but I don't think they're like that outstanding. But the minis are really good. That's mostly what I'm interested in. I don't really care about the game or the story or anything else about it, but the minis are very nice looking.
We'll see.
So that's mostly why I'm interested in it, or more interested than Mikey.
Race for the Galaxy. I want to play it because it's the, another game that's going to appear on the list is the original that sparked all of this stuff. But like, I love New Frontiers. I love Roll for the Galaxy. I've played like all these different versions, but not just OG Race for the Galaxy. So it's kind of like, it's just lower by simple fact of like, I know what I'm going to get into, and I know I love these ones already, and I can't see this one like being better for me than like Roll for the Galaxy. I think I will fall into the Roll versus Race for the Galaxy.
There's some race stands out there though.
There's some definitely, absolutely, and there's some roll heads.
I'm more interested in Mansions of Madness than Mikey is, but not by much, honestly. I think I'm interested in it. Someone said they have more one-offs in Mansion of Madness, which is like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's been around longer. They've really supported the game well, which is very cool.
Like,
and
still interested, but just not that interested. But like, I'm down to play it. I'm sure it'll be a good time.
Race to Galaxy will be higher than this by the end for Mike. I 100% I believe that for sure.
I agree with that
for sure.
Inish and Kalis.
Kalis, honestly, I just don't know a lot about. I don't know.
It's like one of the first worker placement games.
Here's the thing: by the looks, the color, and you hear worker placement, I'm like, it's probably great. It's in the top 100 games of all time. I just don't honestly know a ton, so I'm like, it was just kind of like I don't there, you know. It's not. It's just where I'm at. Inish, Nick.
Inish is weird, I hear, and I'm just not that interested. Every single time Mike's played it, he's been like,
well, we're gonna play probably with Jared and Chris
probably play
and
with
the
Jared,
crew.
yeah, exactly. Where it's like,
I'm always intrigued by this game, though.
I don't know. I know people love this game. I'm sure it'll be fine. I am just not that interested.
There's
in it.
elements of the game that are super cool.
Yeah.
And then other ones that are super. Again, the thing I always describe is like it's just funky. It's a funky game.
This whole series of games
to the point where I'm always like, is this right?
Inish, I think John Company and stuff. I think they're all in the same universe or all by the same designer or whatever. I don't have that much interest.
The Inish extended universe.
Yeah. So Inish, we'll see. I'll play it once. I probably won't like it.
There says Inish is rough for the first time players. It is.
Yeah.
Because there's a limited amount of cards that you're drafting, and like knowledge of those cards
is huge.
Is very important. And the thing is, like, there's only a few cards, so you can really kind of take some time ahead of time to learn them all. But it's an interesting game.
What's the format here with the 2 games per rank? So this is my ranking. This is Mikey's ranking. That's what it is.
We rank them individually.
So we rank them individually.
This is our own opinions about them and where we rank. And right now, the not played, so these are all ranked on interest level because we obviously don't know if we like them or not.
Indeed. All right, Lords of Waterdeep and Imperial Assault are next.
Yeah. For me, Imperial Assault is another, again, kind of game. I'm like, I know it's Descent, but Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is like a dungeon crawler. Honestly, that sounds kind of cool, but it's one I'm like, I just don't know a ton about.
Yeah.
So
I'm more
I imagine this will be like will rank decently for me. But I'm just like, for now, sure.
Yeah, so this is Lords of Waterdeep. It's a classic worker placement game, up there with Kalis in terms of like one of the first worker placement games. It's D&D themed. I've heard it's very solid. I think, this is my guess, I will play it and be like, this was good. There are better worker placement games nowadays, but for the time, I get why this was so popular. Yeah. That's my guess. I'm not that interested in it because I'm pretty sure I'll like a lot of worker placement games over this one, but I played a lot of games where people are like, this is a lot like Lords of Waterdeep, and I thought those games were like fine.
Sure.
So I'm guessing I'll think this one is fine, which is why it's 89.
Sure. Yeah. This can be pretty mean. It shows its age, though. Okay, good to know.
Okay,
good to know.
Cool. I guess I'm Imperial Assault. I'm one higher than Mikey. I'm interested in it for the minis, and it's Star Wars. That's pretty much it.
Boom. Dominion Intrigue sits here just because, like, I know what Dominion is. I don't know, like, what this version specifically does a ton of. Probably some intrigue. But it's like, I imagine it'll be Dominion-y, where it's pretty straightforward deck building, which I'm not gonna lie.
When something adds intrigue to the name, it usually makes me like it less. Because it's usually mean.
Yeah,
is it mean?
Well, it's probably like sneaky stuff.
Like trade and intrigue in
Orleans.
Do the
trade part
it's just the trade part.
Yeah, don't do the intrigue.
Everyone hates the intrigue part. So Dominion Intrigue.
For me, I got Agricola here. It's exactly as Nick said. Like, there's other Uwe Rosenberg games we love. Maybe I'll fall in love with Agricola, but I'm just like,
I have a hunch you're going to like Agricola more than me. I don't know
Maybe,
why.
But for me, and you'll see here, Caverna's fallen off steeply for me.
Which is weird, because I think it's only grown in my mind.
Nah.
It's only grown in my heart.
I'm out on it.
Oh, wow. What a bad take. What a horrible take. Aeon's End. I don't remember. We've played, again, some version of it. I remember enjoying it. I don't really remember anything else about it. So it's kind of mid in terms of like
That's kind of like a whole cool down thing. I remember it being cool, but I just like it's been so long.
I honestly don't. I just know people like it. And so it's very much mid in terms of the ones I've not played because I'm like, I don't really have much of an opinion on it. So there you go.
Boom. Nemesis, as Nick just said, we played Nemesis Retaliation, which is more like you're running and gunning and stuff, and you're still like overwhelming forces are coming for you. This is much more kind of like horror-y where you're trying to hide and
suspense horror as opposed to like action horror.
Yeah, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna like the action horror version better. So it's like having played Nemesis Retaliation and enjoying it more than I thought, it makes me more intrigued for this, which is why I think it's higher than it was on Nick's list. But I'm the same thing of like, I just think Retaliation will be the version I enjoy more.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But I'm excited to try this one.
Food Chain Magnate. I've talked crap about for many years. I am interested in playing this. I honestly am not sure how interested I am playing it. I am happy that this year, like many other games we kind of talked about, it's like, I'm glad I'm going to be forced to play it because then I'll finally have played it.
Yeah.
I've just never been that interested in Food Chain Magnate. I know you get like 1 or 2 turns in, and if your strategy isn't great, you've already lost.
Yeah,
I hate when games do that.
It's kind of brutal.
But I am interested in it, and so... Yeah, it's kind of mid because I'm interested in it, but not like I cannot wait to play this.
Joker says Agricola feels like Caverna, but instead of options, it's just you being crushed under the weight of feeding your people.
Fair.
That I'd rather play Caverna. Caverna is definitely the game for me.
Bendon said, "I'm surprised there's so many unplayed games." Yeah, we've each played like 70.
You played 70 of them. I played like 75.
Yeah, so
that's 3/4.
Pretty good, honestly. But yeah, there's a decent amount we haven't played, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this challenge.
Yeah, we want to get them all done. Cthulhu Death May Die, again, is higher than I kind of thought it would just because I've heard really good things about it from sources that I wouldn't expect to have positive opinions of a CMON big minis or humongous mini game.
That's the start of the CMON. We're going to make a mini as big as a child. Now they do it in every game, it feels like.
Yeah. Next thing they're going to do, they're going to make miniatures.
Potion
People are going to be like, it's innovative!
Next time they do Potion Explosion, it'll be all like exercise balls.
I love it.
Honestly?
Actually.
Gosh, how good that's a challenge.
We'll talk about that.
Do we make one of those big ones?
We do with bowling balls.
Humongous. Ooh, bowling balls would be good.
Might be dangerous.
Sorry, we're thinking of the next
Anyway,
big challenge
Cthulhu Death May Die, I'm actually pretty excited for. I really want to try it.
Tainted Grail, I'm excited for because there's big minis. We've played at this point a decent amount of Awakened Realms games this year, and I've always really, really enjoyed them.
That's true.
So I'm kind of like more excited for this. Our friend David already has this, so like he has like the all-in pledge. I know the minis gonna be great. I know the story's gonna be fun. Yeah. And I've actually found this year that I've enjoyed these games more than I thought I was going to. Yeah. We just never have the time to play them.
That's very true.
But in terms of like playing it once, I'm actually decently excited for it.
Yeah, I agree. The gameplay is not the problem. It's us. We're the problem. Frosthaven. It's going to be like Super Gloomhaven. We enjoy Gloomhaven a lot, so I'll be excited to try it. I don't really have... Eventually, we'll probably do a challenge where we play it in a week or something.
Probably, but it'll be a number of years down,
probably. Bigger. It's probably going to be an ill-advised thing to try.
We crushed the last one, so I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, but, it'll be... I know kind of what we're getting into, generally, mechanism-wise.
It's going to be good.
I'm excited to see what's different, because I know there's a decent amount that is, in terms of the world and all.
Kalis Mikey's already talked about. I'm still excited. I know it's mean, but it's pretty smooth, has some cool mechanisms, worker placement game. I'm excited because I know it's going to be like, oh, that was good. So there you go. It's going to be good. I know that.
Yeah. Puerto Rico, we're going to play the Puerto Rico 1897, the version that's now out and available. I'm really excited to play this because there's so many games that borrow
from Puerto Rico.
The action follow mechanism. We've played San Juan and enjoyed that, which is just a kind of a card-based version of Puerto Rico. We've played a lot of for the Galaxy games and Ares Expedition stuff. So I'm really excited to try the one that sparked it all.
Exactly the same in terms of mechanisms. Nothing's 100%. Changed there.
Yeah.
And so, Puerto Rico is one of those classics that I just want to play because it's so highly regarded and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Barrage for me, I know you've played Barrage. I want to play. I heard it's super mean, but it's got some cool stuff. It's one of those games I feel like afterwards I'd be like, okay, cool, that was good. I don't know how often or if I need to play that again. Yeah. But I am interested in playing because I've heard it's good, and I think I would ultimately probably enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a you're getting in each other's way, messing with each other kind of game for sure.
Yeah.
Brass Lancashire. So kind of as Nick was saying, he doesn't like Brass Birmingham, and therefore Lancashire was low. For me, this is much higher because I love Brass Birmingham. So I'm excited to try this version. From what I've heard from it, I've asked people a lot, like, what are the differences between Birmingham and Lancashire? I feel like this is obviously just kind of like OG Brass for the most part. I think I'll like Birmingham better, so it's a little bit lower here. Yep. But I'm excited to try it to see what the differences are because you want to give pay your honorifics to the OG.
Mr.
Anyway.
Martin Wallace, indeed.
Yeah.
Torres asks, how much of Frosthaven do you have to play to consider being played one scenario? Yes. So we mentioned that earlier. Campaign games and legacy games, we just have to play like one game of it, one scenario, and we're counting that as being played.
Yeah. Because we may play more because we're enjoying ourselves and stuff for sure.
Hey, Katniss Evergreen, thank you so much. Hi, Katniss. Good morning. Happy New Year, Murph. Happy New Year, Katniss. Thank you so much for being wonderful as always. Thank you, Katniss. That's incredibly kind. Thank you. Sleeping Gods, I am relatively excited for. I point the wrong way every single time.
Just go to the outside.
I can't. It's not going to happen.
Outside the screen, outside of us. You know
indeed. Sleeping Gods, I'm excited for. I've always been kind of like, on like a lot of Ryan Lockett like legacy games, but this has always been considered like the best one. I love the world of Ryan Lockett. We played through Near and Far. We both thought it was good, but I didn't like love it.
Yeah.
But I am excited for Sleeping Gods because it's just, I don't know, it looks, I mean, the cover is so beautiful. The world is so cool.
Like you're on a little boat going around.
So yeah, I'm curious. I am very curious, but I'm not
Near and Far we enjoyed. We just kind of ran out of steam before the end of it. And we're kind of like, by the end, we're like, all right, let's just get through this. I think this will be better though.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
The LCGs. Shouts out to FFG.
So, I am not a super Lovecraft person. Arkham Horror, like, is one of the early board games we did play. So there's like a soft spot for, I guess that name. And knowing that this and Marvel Champions, for that matter, are such good solo experiences, like, man, I could see myself just going into it and getting into because in Arkham Horror you're like doing investigations and stuff, and I'm like, I think I could get drawn in by the story. Marvel Champions I enjoy. Who cares what's going on? You're just fighting Rhino or whatever. So it's like this might I could be like seeing myself getting sucked into the solo experience of going through the stories and stuff. Will I ever do it? No, but I could.
But in theory,
I'm at least going to get like the base set, and I will play through that, and I'm excited for that.
Totally,
so
I guess we're going to have to get it, right?
Yeah.
Marvel Champions, I am much more excited for than Arkham Horror, which was later on my list, because I've just heard it's great. I mean, people love it. Our friend Jimmy has so much Marvel Champions, loves it. People just love Marvel Champions so much. I am excited to play this one, legitimately very, very excited.
It's great, and it's really fun to play with someone who knows the game well, because they can help you with like anytime you hit an edge case or whatever. How does this work? There's like, oh, like that. Okay, cool. Like it's very fun to play with Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm excited to play. I'll be playing with Jimmy specifically because I want him to run it for me.
All right.
Now we're starting to get into games that I think we're like properly excited for.
Yeah. We're nearing the end of both of our time with games we haven't played. The Gallerist we have over here. It's just waiting to get played. We've been excited and interested in our Lacerda experiences so far.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited to do the Gallerist, because I know that's like a little more easy to get into for a big heavy Lacerda game, and like the idea of like running an art gallery I think is super cool. So again, the themes of Lacerda's games are just super cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the Gallerist.
It's going to be a Lacerda kind of year, because we got to play like 5 of them. Yeah. There's so many on this list.
Again, sitting right there waiting to be learned. So
I'm really excited to play Mage Knight. People have talked about Mage Knight for years. People talk about how good it is solo. I love Vlaada Chvátil games. So like I'm excited for Mage Knight, because we have heard nothing but great things since we started. Like, I think when we started playing board games, it was in the top 10 of all time on BGG. So, like, we've been hearing great things about it for years.
For a long
Somehow,
time.
we still have not played it. But this year,
it wasn't really that available for a while.
I think so, but there's like now
brought it back, I think
so. There's like a big version of it now, But nonetheless, we got to get a hold of it. But I really am excited to play Mage Knight because I've always heard so much good things about it.
McScrawn, Juan, thank you. These bad boys right here.
Yeah, Mike's got the good eyebrows.
They got a mind of their own. They just do their own thing. Mage Knight, like Ninja said, I'm excited for Mage Knight too. So I'm right there too. So I'm right there with you. I forget continually that you haven't played Beyond the Sun.
No, I haven't.
I played it the other day. I
know.
played it like 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Right before we started this challenge.
I know. I want to play it because I know you like it.
I played it with so many different people, and like you weren't there in any of those games.
Apparently not.
It's it's a good game, man. It's very easy to get into.
I'm really excited for this one, yeah.
You have your little worker, you're moving around, the actions and stuff. It's very easy to understand and get into. It's a very smooth game.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
It's really good, man.
And you excited for Mage Knight?
Oh, yeah. Very excited.
But yeah, I haven't played this one. So I'm excited to play it.
I'm always like, how?
I don't know.
Oh, it's so funny to me.
Frosthaven Sleeping Gods, I guess 2 legacy games. I'm very excited for Frosthaven. I really, really like Gloomhaven. I really do. I think it's fun. I just think it's a really, really good time. I really enjoyed our playthrough of it. I know Frosthaven's going to be better. Again, when will we ever have a chance to actually play Frosthaven? Who knows? But someday I'm sure we will. And I'm excited for that day because I really do enjoy it. And so it's relatively high on my list here because I do want to try it.
Same. I'm nearing the end of my haven't played. Sleeping Gods is up there because I've just heard a lot of good stuff. Yeah. It's very green and beautiful. The Ryan Lockett games they're intriguing. It's an intriguing world. So what I've seen of this, I've watched a little bit of gameplay and things. Seems kind of cool the way it all works. So I'm excited to try it for sure.
Yeah. So boom.
All right.
Ooh. All right. as Mikey said, Puerto Rico, we kind of talked about earlier. I'm just excited to play what is such a classic at this point. So Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica, I loved Gaia Project. I loved Terra Nova was fun. I cannot wait to play Age of Innovation. Might be my birthday gift to myself.
Ooh, do it.
But Terra Mystica kicked it all off. And so I'm really excited to play Terra Mystica to, see what started this whole journey of now many games. Right. And of course, like the fantasy world of Terra Mystica is more interesting than the space world of Gaia Project. So that's why I'm so excited for Age of Innovation, because we're going back to the Terra Mystica verse.
Right? Yeah, I'm very...
So I'm excited for Terra Mystica.
I guess I'm way more excited for Race for the Galaxy than you. Remember, I've never played Race or Roll. So if Roll was on here, Roll would be even higher. But like Race for the Galaxy, I've always heard such good things about.
We played Roll for the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, it was so long ago.
It was a long time
you're
ago.
right. Yeah, so I guess we have played it. Don't remember anything about it.
It's great.
I'm excited for Race for the Galaxy because people love it so much. So that's mostly why.
That's fair. Tricarion, Legends of Illusion, you're magicians and stuff. It's like this big, crunchy game where you are doing performances in magic. I love magic. We love magic.
Mike loves magic.
It's so amazing to me. And so like a game where you get to play like a magician.
Yeah.
I'm just very excited for that. I've always wanted to play Tricarion.
Yeah, it'll be shown my list.
Always wanted to play Tricarion.
Hey, look at that.
True crossover on 75.
So we're going to reach out to like Direwolf. We're going to try and do this maybe in one stream. Yeah. Because one, we're both very excited for, this is the legacy version of Clank, if you don't know.
We love Clank.
Love Clank. Super excited to play through this. I've also heard that Clank Legacy is super, super good. And so we wanted, especially with Clank Legacy 2 coming out, we really want to try and play through this like on one big long stream. We've done that with like the Pandemic Legacies. We did them all in one sitting. We really want to do this like in one sitting.
I think it'll be super fun. Just like plow through it. People can hang out with us all day right here as we do it live.
Really excited for
really fun. So hopefully we can get that organized this year.
All right, so now Mikey is back to the played games.
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah,
so Mike's going to be sad for a little bit here, and I'm still going to be hopeful.
Only for a little bit. So, 74 of games I've played that I have to play again, Twilight Struggle. It's the least... I didn't have a good time playing it. I'm not excited to play it again. It will probably be in the 90s at best once this whole thing is all said and done. I just don't love war games, and I don't have a ton of experience playing them. I should say it's more that than anything. I can't say I don't like war games as a whole. I didn't enjoy Twilight Struggle that much. I think I'll like it more than the first play, but it's 74, because out of the ones I have played in the top 100, it was by far the least favorite.
Gaia Project is very, very high for me in terms of not played. I really do. It's become this like meme in our home where Mike thinks I don't want to play it, but I really do, really want to play Gaia Project.
Get back to him.
Yeah, I know. It's fair. It's fair.
We
just got to get it ourselves, you know?
We're never going to get it played.
But yeah, I really do want to play Gaia Project very, very badly.
So good.
Yeah, so
very,
very
good,
badly.
man.
I also really want to play Tricarion.
Yeah.
Same reason. It's big, it's crunchy, there's magicians.
So excited.
I've wanted to play this game for so many years, and so like I want to play it so badly, badly.
7 Wonders for me is next of the games I have played. It's fine. I like 7 Wonders Duel better. And there's other, like, if we're playing like a big 7-player drafting game, I'm playing It's a Wonderful World or other games
or at least
over
7
Wonders.
Architects.
Yeah,
right?
Something
like,
simpler. So 7 Wonders for me, I'm like, there's just other games I'd rather play, and including 7 Wonders games, I'd rather play Duel 100%.
Yeah, fair.
So,
Terra Mystica. I am, I guess, slightly more excited for Terra Mystica than Gaia Project. I like fantasy more than space. I'm probably most excited for Age of Innovation, to be completely honest. But yeah, Terra Mystica, that whole universe, I want to play.
I can't wait. El Grande
What'd
for
you play
me.
El Grande?
I played on Board Game Arena.
Oh, okay.
So I played on Board Game Arena. This is low because, it's sometimes on Board Game Arena, if you don't really know the game, you're clicking around, and I was just a little bit lost and stuff. So I think this will probably go higher. This is a classic game.
Yeah.
Area control game. There's a new beautiful version coming and stuff, so I'm excited to hopefully play that version.
Yeah, I sure will.
Not so excited for this.
It's real ugly.
It's real ugly. but yeah, so, OG area control. It was good, but I was just sort of clicking around and lost. So it'll be better physically for sure.
Yeah, indeed. In terms of not played, but I'm really excited for, is Star Wars Rebellion. I am very excited for Star Wars Rebellion. We have it up there. We'll be doing a game house of this, hopefully in the first quarter of the year. That's the plan, at least. So excited for Star Wars Rebellion. So excited. Star Wars in a box. I'm so excited to play it.
It's really good, and it's easier to get into than you'd think. For me, 71, I've played games as Inish. As we were saying during Nick thing, it's such a weird game, but I also am intrigued by its weirdness.
Apparently not that intrigued. It's pretty low.
Yeah, but yet I want to play again because it's like I feel like I want to crack it.
That's fair.
I want to find its secrets. I don't know if there are any secrets there, but I feel like I want to try.
Fair.
It's a weird feeling to have.
All right, so I think this is my
your last not played, if I'm not mistaken.
The Gallerist. I really like Vital Lacerda games at this point, and I've been more excited for the Gallerist than any other Lacerda game since we learned about Lacerda games because I like art, and so this one has always been really, really high on my want to play list, and it just hasn't gotten played yet. We have it right up there. We're playing it this year. I'm so excited to play the Gallerist. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So yeah, so that's my number one of the games that we have not played is the Gallerist.
Right on. So Barrage is one that I have played that Nick hasn't, and again, I think it'll be a game that when we come back to now, because I played it when it first came out, which was 4 odd years ago, and you think like, well, what difference does it make? We've grown in gaming and our brain capacity so much in that time that I feel like I would be able to hang in there better. I was just treading water. Halfway through the game, I basically shot my big shot and I was like, this is what I'm doing. Then everyone else said, okay, I'm gonna build a dam above your river here. You're getting no more water. And then I just didn't do anything for the rest of the game and everyone else surged ahead of me in points. I was like, oh, that felt bad. I got thumped. So I'm excited to play it again, but I was just like, it's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Evan asks, are you guys going to stream the games you haven't played or play them whenever and comment on it again later on? Most likely the latter. We'll probably stream some of them or maybe do game houses on some. We'll probably do a game house on like the Gallerist. Yeah. Some of them we will do, but it'll be a mix. But we'll be doing a video at the end of the year kind of wrapping up the entire thing. But so a bit of a mix. But we're probably going to do we do like first impressions over on our Patreon. We're probably going to be doing a lot of updates over there. So again, if you have a buck or two, kick it our way and you can
kick it our way. Helps out.
Alrighty, my game I'm looking least forward to playing again is Twilight Struggle.
Look at us go.
I do not want to play this game again. I hated it with every fiber of my being. And I do not think I'm going to like it any more than I did last time. So I do not want to play it again, but we have to.
Yeah, we do. Lords of Waterdeep, for me, I've enjoyed my plays of it fine enough, but it's like, in terms of worker placement games, like there's just so many other ones I'd rather play that have, taken some stuff that Lords of Waterdeep did. Someone else mentioned it's incredibly smooth. It is. It's easy. It's just
I'm sure it'll be good.
Take a turn, get some resources. Do a contract. It's just that the D&D theme is not present whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just get these cubes, turn them in for those points, and you're like, that's great.
Yeah.
Like that's fine.
Kyle, can you try and mention when you get to the first game that would make it to your top 100? We can probably make a guess.
Oh, for sure. They haven't appeared yet, but there's many here that are.
Hey, look at the crossover.
Hey, two crossover. We're looking at about 68 worth of
You don't need to play this game again.
I don't.
Mike's already played this year, actually.
I might play it with you, though. I might play it with you if we do it like at a con, because I enjoyed it just fine.
Yeah.
I genuinely did.
I'm not really looking forward to playing this again. Honestly, it's number 2 in terms of the ones I want to play least.
I had fun.
I didn't really like it the first time. I don't think I'm gonna like it anymore the second time. It's so long. A lot of people are like, we play it in like 3 hours. I want to play it with those people.
That sounds great.
And so we're gonna try it again. I am somewhat looking forward to playing it again. But
Jared said so long. Jared is so out on TI4 that he made sure he wasn't even in the state.
Oh really? I didn't know Jared wasn't in that game. That's hilarious.
Like, I'm
how long was your game?
I think it was 11 hours.
Yeah, mine was 13 when we played it. So
with the lunch break, in there.
Yeah, so people just joined. Jayhawk asked, so we are ranking the top 100. We are ranking them on our own individual one. So this is my 68. This also happens to be Mike's 68. In terms of the games that we've played, we already ranked the ones that we haven't played.
Yeah, so everything that we haven't played is on the back half of the list, and those are ranked by interest level in playing, and then now we are into actually opinion. And then again, we'll do this whole thing next year where we have played them all, and then we'll give a full ranking that way. So
this is our 67. My 67 is Dune Imperium. I didn't like Dune Imperium. We had a conversation about Dune Imperium yesterday.
I know, because I was making these lowers.
Made me want to play it even less. If I honestly,
I honestly
could be truthful, it made me want to play it less.
I like
so.
This game.
I don't really want to play Dune Imperium again. I did not like it. We were talking about it yesterday, and it made me want to play it less, honestly.
Sure,
so
happens.
So yeah, it's just not my jam. Sorry to all the Dune Imperium stands out there.
Boom. Decrypto for me, 67. The only thing I can say, there's not a negative for this game. We never have the ability to get it played.
Never do.
We just don't ever have a situation to play it. So it drops for that reason alone. It's just like, well, but every time we do, I enjoy myself just fine. It's a weird code-giving team game that's super duper fun. And I'm like, I love that it's in the top 100. I think that's super duper cool.
It's still in there.
And for good reason. It's a really unique, interesting kind of party team game that we never have an opportunity to play. Which I'm bummed by. I wish we did.
I like Decrypto. I think it's right. We never get a chance to play it, but it is very fun. Dominant Species. This honestly maybe should be higher on my list. I am actually legit excited to play Dominant Species again because I think there's so much of it. It's like I had such a bad experience when I first played it. That there's still that holding me back. But I think I'm gonna like this game a lot. But it's hard to get over that. Like, oh man, that was a horrible experience. A horrible 4-hour experience. So like it's hard for me to get over. But I am legitimately excited for Dominant Species.
For me, Blood Rage is kind of down here just because, as I've talked about a lot of times, I did a video where I talked about games that just don't work for me, kind of. Blood Rage is so favorable to people who know the cards in the game. It's a card drafting game in a big way. And if you have familiarity with those types of cards and how to use them in battle and trick people and kind of goad people into fights and all that and the bluffing, you're going to do very well. And if you don't know those cards, you are going to lose horribly. Like, that's just, I think, more or less a fact. That's sort of a general thing for all board games, but Blood Rage feels extra punishing. Because I go in with this force, and people were like, this card, and I was like, oh, I lost everybody. I got nothing out of that.
And I wasn't playing Loki, and
I was like, that's fun. So, it's fine. Blood Rage is fine.
Yeah, fair. So Seven Wonders for me, kind of the same boat. I actually don't really like Seven Wonders as the game itself. I like Seven Wonders Duel. I like Seven Wonders Architects. But all of the Seven Wonders, even like Architects, which I like the most, I'm still like, I don't love Seven Wonders. I don't know why I don't love it in any of its iterations, but I definitely like base Seven Wonders the least, for sure.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. It's like, again, if I'm going to play a drafting game, I'm going to play Draftosaurus or It's a Wonderful World or like Sushi Roll or Sushi Go. Like, there's so many other ones I'd rather play.
Sure.
And if I'm going to play Seven Wonders, I will play Seven Wonders Architects. If I want to play a more strategic version, I'll play Seven Wonders Duel. I will basically never play this version.
Sure.
So that's why it's pretty low, because I just don't have any interest in Seven Wonders.
I think that's very fair. For me, Eclipse, Second Dawn for the Galaxy again. We just, in these ones, we take the newest edition.
Yes,
that's the
there's
version
2 Eclipses,
we'll play, because it's the one that's around anyway. Eclipse is down here. I always have a fine enough time playing it, but I just have been frustrated with the luck elements in the game, which the new edition does nothing to change.
No, that's part of the game, right?
It's what the game is.
Yeah, that's the game.
Again, that's not the game's fault. It's just I always wind up frustrated by like, well, I'm a part of the universe that just sucks because I'm exploring, I'm drawing these tiles, like, well, that tile sucks.
David just said that,
Yeah, and I'm like, neat.
You can get screwed over by the tiles you draw.
And then, you can find relics and things. I never find a cool relic whatsoever and just get wrecked. And I'm like, and there's also very dice roll. There's things you can do to mitigate your dice rolls.
It won't
Doesn't matter.
It won't matter.
So yeah,
I
get frustrated by the bad luck in this game that I have every single time I play it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think you've ever really enjoyed yourself playing that game, unfortunately.
Really. I mean, I've had really enjoyable experiences, but the game has not been the reason.
Spirit Island for me is this low, mostly because I have played it, but at this point, it honestly probably could have been on the have not played part because it's been so long since I've played it. If I had played it more recently, I bet you this would be way, way, way higher. Because I think once I play it with you and stuff like that, and I understand more of what's going on, I think it's going to really shoot up my list.
That's great.
But as of right now, it's still relatively low, but I am aware that this is incorrect, and it will probably be much higher.
64, I'm shocked.
I know. Don't listen to me. Listen to his Spirit Island placement because it'll be more accurate.
It's real good. Joker, Eclipse is much better with factions rather than just humans. I fully agree with that. You got to go asymmetric factions. If you're going to a big game like that, start with the asymmetric factions. They're not that crazy. For me, Robinson Crusoe's down here. This is one that we had for a long time. We played a number of the scenarios. It is brutally punishing cooperative game, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And over the years, with Robinson Crusoe, it's just like I've played enough of it. I don't need it. That's why we got rid of it and stuff.
Yeah, I hear that.
I won't mind playing again by any means, but it's just not. It's never going to be a top 100 game again.
Yeah,
personally.
Hey, Rosie.
What's up, Rosie? Shoo.
Blood Rage for me is kind of everything Mike said. I like it more than you, but I don't like Blood Rage at all. Honestly, I really dislike the game. One thing I don't like about Dune Imperium, I don't like about Blood Rage. I don't like a thing where like I bring all my troops in here, and then you just play a card that goes like, oh, I have +6 strength, I win. I hate that in games.
That's also your Dune Imperium.
My least favorite thing in games is that, and both Blood Rage and Dune Imperium do that. And so I don't know why Blood Rage is honestly as high as it is. I really dislike this game.
You're feeling
and
favorable.
I am not at all. The minis, honestly, I like the minis.
They're pretty
That's
sweet
probably
minis.
why they're higher, because I do
pretty
like
great.
the minis.
Pretty great.
But I don't like Blood Rage at all, to be completely honest.
For me, Pandemic Legacy Season 2, really liked it. We've played through it, so
Yes.
it's like lower because I'm like,
we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with these Pandemic Legacies. All
I
three
think
are
what we
on this
do
list.
is play them with friends of ours and just go through them again, but over time or something.
Yeah.
But enjoyed this one. This was probably my least favorite of the 3 Pandemic Legacies, but that's not like
really?
a diss. It was very cool what you did. I
Yeah.
just liked 1 and 0 even more. But yeah, this was a little lower because I'm like, I played through this already.
Yeah.
The surprises have been seen.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's a very good point.
And agree, McSheep, Robinson Crusoe is not fun, difficult for me. Same.
Speaking of Robinson Crusoe, it's not that. It's a little too difficult. I do think it's
hard.
fun. I do think I like it more than you. But there is.
It's really
we
hard.
kind of talked about this Empire's End recently. This is a game where you're constantly just getting punched in the stomach over and over and over again, which I don't mind in like a 30-minute game. But the second you hit the hour mark with a game that brutal, where you're like, oh cool, our palisades and our roofs are just gone now because a snowstorm came out. You're like, we just spent everything we have getting those, and it's like, it just is so brutal. I like the
as
fact
hard
there's
as
all
surviving
these,
on an island for real.
yeah. And that's fair, right? And I do love those different scenarios, different stuff you're trying to do. I think that's really cool. But this game is just a little too brutal for me. I need. Yeah, it's rough. When did they talk about a game he likes? Not yet, apparently. So,
Gloomhaven and Jaws of the Lion.
Oh, sorry.
It's the one, like we played all through Gloomhaven. We haven't played through this. But again, it's like, I know Gloomhaven, so it's just a little lower on pure, like, I've done this already.
Yeah,
so
fair.
Yeah.
Through the Ages. I am
too low, baby.
I'm
too
excited
low.
about Through the Ages. I like the game digitally. I'm not really excited to play this game physically at all.
so
And
low?
so I do like Through the Ages. So if you want to talk about a game I do like Through the Ages. I like Through the Ages digitally. Although I don't like it quite as much as Mike does. Mike loves Through the Ages.
Amazing, dude.
But I like Through the Ages. Playing it physically is going to be rough. There's a lot of bookkeeping in this, and I think it's going to be a slog.
I think we're overblowing it a little bit on that front, but I do think digital is the only way that I would recommend
the only way
anyone
to
ever play it. Azul for me, great game. Quite enjoy it. We have the mini, stoked on that. We're going to play the mini version because of what we have on hand. It's the same thing. Yeah. 61, not bad, not slumming it.
It said, wouldn't you count Gloomhaven Jaws as same as standard Gloomhaven? We probably could, but they are technically different games, not just different like editions of the game. So we probably could have, we didn't. It's not a perfect science. There's a lot of duplicates on the BGG top 100.
Yeah, we also have both versions of the crew because they are slightly different. There's slight changes to
Same with
everything, different
Brass.
characters.
It's like they're different games, technically different characters and stuff. So we're like, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Everdell Complete Edition for me, I have cooled massively on Everdell.
This, of course, is just Everdell, but
yeah,
you
had that cover with you. So it's like, I have cooled massively on Everdell. I still enjoy it. I still think it's fine, but I don't know. I've just really cooled on it, and so like I am down to play it again. I still like the game, but like I am not like, oh yeah, I'm pumped to get this one played again. Like I've just really, really cooled on Everdell.
Yeah. Scythe is another game in that video I did where I sort of games that I've fallen out of favor with and stuff. And it's just another one that falls into people have really perfected Scythe. A lot of people that play it a lot still, because it's not the newest game anymore, have gotten really good at it. And it's a race to those 6 objectives or whatever it is, get your stars out. And I am going to forever be 5 turns behind those players, meaning there's never a chance where I'm going to win the game. It's not like you have to win games for them to be worth playing. It's not at all. But it's just like, I'm like, man, I am just clearly in a different tier of player here. So I'll be excited to play it. I haven't played it physically in a very long time. But it's kind of that thing where I'm like, the ship has sailed. It's like, again, hopping into, any online video game now. It's like, you don't play Apex Legends? I'm like, absolutely no, I don't.
You get wrecked.
I cannot compete
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So no, I'm good. And Scythe is kind of in that boat where I'm like,
That's fair.
The skill level's gotten too high.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, there you go.
Boom.
Brass Birmingham is this
How
low.
dare you!
Here's the thing. It's become very much a meme that I don't like Brass, and I did not enjoy my time with Brass. I am more excited to play this than I come across. I mostly come across
glad you have an open
to
mind.
annoy Brass stands because it's very fun to do.
He does it to
I do it
troll
to
me.
annoy Mikey mostly. I am more excited to play Brass. I'm still not crazy excited because I did not enjoy it. It's
Right there.
It's right there.
Guess how many times I've played this, guys?
0.
0!
0 times.
0 times.
But I have to play it with you this year. I have to. I am more excited, but I really did not enjoy it, so that's why it's still pretty low. But
good, man.
but I don't want to play Brass.
You're going to like it more now.
Yeah, I'm
not
sure I
saying
will.
it's going to be a top 10 game.
I am sure I like.
but-
I don't like any Martin Wallace games. I want to. I
you
just
have
don't.
a 0% success rate.
Yes, a 0%.
is wild.
I hate it. I want to like his game so much.
Raised North Seas right here for me. Love Garfield games. This one is just one that I've played a lot of.
I've cooled a lot of
And
those.
so it's kind of straightforward, and Garfield Games has shifted more now with like more recent games into the way we've shifted into heavier stuff. And I just prefer those ones over this. That's all.
Yeah.
You'll see obviously 2 more at least Garfield
Yeah,
games
at
in
least
this
2
top
more.
100. So
Takeshi phrase for me, I've only played this digitally. I did enjoy it, and I get, it's one of the things I'm like, oh, I get why people love this like classic
cool.
Reiner Knizia game. It's good. I don't think it's going to be like my favorite game, but it was good, and I did enjoy it a decent amount, and I'm excited to play it because I think you're going to like it as well. I'm excited to play it physically. It was good on BGA, but I'm excited to play it physically.
sure. Caverna, I got to find my way through, I think, an era where now, here's the thing, we don't play any one game that often.
No.
It's long lapses between. And Caverna, what I have found is I fall into, and I think it's a me problem, the same pattern of like, I'm gonna do the same kind of actions each time. I'm gonna do like an ore mine, because I don't know, you do ore, it seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I kind of do that, and I'm like, I find it very repetitive, but there's so many types of
Yeah.
buildings to do, and
Yeah.
I need to
We did play this game like
get back to exploring
10
more.
times in a year kind of thing.
Yes, and I think that would absolutely turn me back around on it, but I think because we play so infrequently, I kind of just go to like some things that I remember from the past. So I don't think, again, not the game's problem, but for me, it has slipped my enjoyment because I just sort of
That's okay.
fall into the same pattern each time, but there's so many buildings and there's all this opportunity for me to change the pattern if I just am willing to do it, and I have not been so far to do it. So it is a me
really like
problem
Caverna.
for sure.
Caverna has been growing in my heart, in my mind.
It has, and for me, it's kind of the opposite, which is so weird.
Dominion, I guess we kind of messed this up. I actually haven't played Dominion Intrigue. I've played Dominion. I don't really like Dominion that much, but I give Dominion more crap than it frankly should get. I just think there's better
It's a
deck
good
builders out
game.
there. Technically, this should have been the not played, but I guess this will stand for like Dominion, even though it's technically not Dominion. It's Dominion Intrigue, but yeah, sure.
This is Seventh Continent. It's a game, a really cool game where you are going around an island and you have some sort of curse. And the thing is that you can't remember what happened. So you have to go around and explore and basically find, and some of it's like almost like Where's Waldo? There's like clues on the cards as you build the tableau of you walking around this island. You're trying to find symbols and sigils that like match what you're doing, and you're doing story elements and doing challenges, and the whole game is really cool and interesting.
Yeah.
You played it much more recently than I have, and even that's been several years for you.
Couple
That's
years,
been a very long time. We have Seventh Citadel, the new one coming, I think, very soon,
Like a week
next
or
couple
two?
weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to dive back in. But Seventh Continent was, again, a game that we don't have time for because to do a curse, you really have to put some hours in. And
It's a whole evening.
a whole, like a,
But it's not
kind of
multiple evenings.
no, but it's like 3, 4, 5 hours.
Yeah, for sure. I'm saying it's a whole evening,
Yeah.
but it's not like a campaign where it's going to take multiple sessions.
And like the whole thing that we kind of discovered is like if you don't get that curse done on that one go, or at least within that week, you will forget pertinent information, and then you effectively need to start over again, which is too much work. So,
and we have played Caverna with the expansion with the asymmetric factions.
I like the
Never
expansion.
going to go back. It's very good.
Root.
I like Root. I think Root's fine.
Nick.
That's where it is. I think Root is fine. I don't love Root. I think it's fine. That's kind of
so
where it is,
cool.
honestly, for me. It's like, I think it's fine.
What's up,
I enjoy
Fugees?
playing it. I am down to play it more. I like the digital version a lot because it's just so much easier to play. I've never been as enamored with Root as seemingly everyone else. And so I like Root, but I don't love Root by any stretch of the imagination. Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, Jeff. I was gonna message
I know
him.
I know you're gonna
He's
troll
busy
me.
right now, but Everdell, same as Nick. We've played enough Everdell. We're not going to get into all the expansion stuff. There's too much content now, and like the base game, I'm just like, yeah, I've played it. I'm good. I've had enough Everdell in my life.
Cody said, "Oh, we're up to meh." We got to meh. When I actively dislike him, we're up to meh. It's so
That's
true.
fair.
We're pretty up to meh.
That's fair. This might be our most negative video of all time.
It kind of is, honestly. Apparently
Here's the thing. We're each going to mention our favorite game of all time in this video.
That's true.
So
wait till the top half is going to be pretty hot.
Oh, it's going to get good.
El Grande, I've played. It's a really, really good area control game or area majority game. I think I played it and I was like, oh, I get, again, when this came out, I get why this is such a classic. Nowadays, I think there's better games that do it. I am interested in the new version because this one is so horrendously ugly. But nonetheless, it was good. It was really good, a classic game. Never going to be my favorite kind of game, but it was a very good game.
The crew is amazing. Trick-taking co-op. The only reason it's down here is because we have the other version on here, which is never play this versus Mission Deep Sea. Like, Mission Deep Sea is infinitely better in terms of player, count and balancing and stuff. But man, I love the crew so much.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're not so meh there. Pretty good.
We're getting there.
We're back to meh. No.
Underwater Cities. I haven't played Underwater Cities in a very long time. This will probably be higher once I play it again. Here's the thing. Now, this year we have to play it. You bought it like 10 years ago, and we haven't played it yet.
I got the expansion.
I know.
I have no idea what you do in the expansion, but I finally got it because it was finally on sale.
That's fair. This will be higher once I play it again. It's been a very long time.
Bro.
I've never been a massive Underwater Cities fan, but I'm aware that I like it more than I think I do. You get in your head, you're like, I didn't really like that. And you're like, yes, you did. That's Underwater Cities for me. So it'll be a little higher.
It'll be a lot higher for me.
How about Clank, Mike?
Clank.
Clank is great.
Clank is so good.
Clank
man.
is great.
I'm so excited for the legacy version to play as part of this challenge. Love original Clank. We have Clank Catacombs now, which will be the version we play moving forward. Just because with Clank, there's so many expansions and things that like it's hard to like actually play now. With all
exactly.
Things, because the expansion things don't work on all the maps, which
Not
is
always.
really annoying. So I'm happy to have Clank Catacombs as a kind of like
Kind
just
of a
restart.
reset. Yeah, you kind of a reset. I do love base Clank though and all the different maps, but Clank Catacombs kind of solves all the problems because like it's a modular map. It's always changing, so it's like it's just better.
Yeah,
but I do love
Clank.
Clank. Clank hasn't shown it for me yet, so I love Clank.
It's a great game.
There it is. Oh, there. Raiders and OC for me. I like Raiders a lot, but I have cooled on Raiders pretty significantly over the years. As much as I love Shemmy Boy.
Siri, find Shem.
Find No. Just gives us the exact address.
He's like, hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys are legends. Shem Phillips is great. But I love Raiders, but I have just cooled on. There's basically, it is, of all the Garfield games, it is at this point one of my least favorites. Here's the thing. That's not saying much. It's still really good. Garfield games crushes. So I do like it, but I have definitely cooled on it. And Shipwrights is now my favorite of the North Sea trilogy because the new Shipwrights is a banger.
Man, it's good.
I'm surprised On Mars is this low for you.
It's just it's a lot. It's a lot of brain power. I recently replayed On Mars, and I'll be happy to have recently replayed it and then played again because the time before it had been back in 2020 when it first came out.
Yeah.
It is really good though. I love going back and forth between Mars and in space and the kind of cycling of that. And as you build up more infrastructure, the thing like this hard for me is like you can develop technologies, but then other people can use your technologies. And you get a kickbacks. There's like this kind of positive player interaction stuff, which is great. It's just I need to play this again. Like a lot of Lacerda games, you got to get a few reps in to really get your brain all around all the parts of it and in. So that's why it's here where it is now. I don't believe that it won't go higher in the future. It's just
fair.
I played it 2 times, like
that was a weird spirit
almost 4 years apart.
At this point, it's been. So what you're saying is you hate Lacerda, exactly.
I love Lacerda.
Is Keyflower. I liked Keyflower. I prefer Keyflow, but they're very similar games. And Keyflower is a little more mean. But I'm not going to sit here and say Keyflower is bad. It's very good. It's very, very good. I think I'll still always prefer Keyflow, but I do like Keyflower a lot.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Oathsworn. We got to recently film a playthrough of this, which you can check out and stuff. We had played it before that in the run up to this. We're really excited to play this again.
Yeah.
in kind of
I
quick
want to play
succession.
whoever the next boss is.
Yeah.
We've played like the rat a couple times.
The one on
now.
the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited to kind of carry forward our characters into this next thing and just get a chance to play more Oathsworn because we really liked it. But again, it falls in that category of big campaign games, which we will never get through.
We have the all-in pledge, and we'll never play through it.
No.
It'll be part of Bing Bong Con's
there you go.
library, so that'll be good. But yeah, good stuff. Getting into some good ones now.
Yeah.
Concordia. Concordia is a classic, pure, elegant game. I do like Concordia a lot. I've only ever played it a couple times. I think if we ever got more reps of Concordia, I think it would climb.
Yep.
But as of right now, I do really enjoy it. We never play it. We play it very, very seldomly.
Yeah.
So it's not that super high on my list. But I do enjoy it.
Marvel Champions, I've really enjoyed. I've played it 4 or 5 times now, sporadically with our buddy Jimmy, and I really enjoy what you're doing in it. It's cool. I love switching back and forth between your alter ego, so you're Peter Parker half the time, then you switch into Spider-Man, and the things that you can do with that. And you have all these cards, and to play them, you have to discard cards from your hand. That's always a juicy thing. We're like, I want all these cards. You're like, well, can't have them all. And you're using it to scheme and stop the baddies and stuff. It's good stuff, man.
All right. That's the back half, Mikey.
Boom. Top half now. Getting into some finally good games.
Good games. Seven Wonders Duel, again, this is probably the best Seven Wonders universe game.
Yeah.
It's very good. I've never loved it, again, quite as much as like Mikey has or a lot of other people, but I still do like Seven Wonders Duel. It is a very, very good two-player version. So yeah, it's really good.
Architects of the West Kingdom, bam, loving it. It's good. It is my least favorite West Kingdom game. I know it's your favorite one. But man, it's really fun. I love just the worker placement and the way you can keep hitting the same spot over and over, and it gets better and better and better. But eventually, you're gonna get those people rounded up and put in jail. So it's down here on 50, but it's a great game, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Even as my least favorite West Kingdom, that is not a diss in any
Not
way.
at all. Again, the worst Garfield game is still pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So finally, some playable games.
Oh, Jared, I didn't know you have Marvel Champions. Yeah, that's great.
That was cool. I am more excited for Eclipse. I like Eclipse more than Mike does. I have very slightly worse luck than you. Not that much better, but a little bit better than Mikey. I like Eclipse. Again, this will never be a game we play a ton, but the like we play once every 3 years kind of thing. I'm always into it for that one play.
I will play it at the frequency that we play it, which is not often.
So I'm excited to play it again.
Yeah. Gloomhaven. Down here, fantastic game. We have literally played 100% of the content.
Yeah.
It's not going to be higher simply because I'm like, I played through the whole
thing.
I played a lot of Gloomhaven, like, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
I'm set.
That's fair.
But we'll never hate playing a scenario because it's a very fun game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. Oathsworn is a little bit higher for me. I like Oathsworn. This is, again, kind of like in my, I'm like, oh man, I'd love to be able to play this game more because I really like the fighting system, battle flow system. I was surprised when we had to learn it and then play it. I was like, oh, I actually really, really enjoyed this game. Again, it's one of those games, we kind of had that a lot where we covered like a lot of campaign games this year and being like, man, I wish I had the time to dedicate to this game. We don't. But I wish we did because I would like to play this more. I just know that we won't have a chance to, but I do really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I thought it was very fun.
Maybe there's a world in the future where we can get a regular game night going that we can do these types of games and get through some of it. We'll see. Too Many Bones. I'm really glad that we're starting this challenge now.
Yes.
When we just recently played a bunch of Too Many Bones, and I kind of got my brain around it and figured out how to work the game, which made it much more enjoyable. After my first couple plays, I did not like this game. And now I quite enjoy it. So it's here at 48 simply because of those extra chances that we got.
Atlas in chat is our friend Jimmy said, I'm compiling a list of games I can help you out with. So far, we're at Roll for the Galaxy, Marvel Champions, Food Chain Magnate, Imperial Assault. Don't worry, Jimmy. We have a whole spreadsheet, and on there,
your
we've
name
listed the
appears
people who have games that we don't, and you're on there a lot.
But yeah, give us your list at the end because I forgot you have like Imperial Assault and stuff, so we can compare notes. But we will please take your help.
Fireborn said, really looking forward to the Elder Scrolls game from Chip Theory Games. Me too. I played it. It's very fun.
Yeah, you got me excited for it.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Speaking of Jimmy and Food Chain Magnate, this is who I play Food Chain Magnate with, and I quite enjoy our plays, and I'm excited to play it again.
Terraforming Mars is a good game. It's just, I prefer Ares Expedition at this point, but it's still an outstanding game. And if one thing, I do play this game, I just play it digitally. I'm not really like, oh, I can't wait to play it physically again, because I'd rather just play Ares Expedition, but Terraforming Mars is still a great game. So, like, still totally fine to play this one.
McSheep says, talking about a game that's better digital, talking about Gloomhaven. I agree with that statement.
I agree with that statement as well.
I don't want to play it physically ever.
Because here's the thing. The fun part of Gloomhaven is you figuring out your character.
Not building out the scenario.
The not fun part of Gloomhaven is trying to figure out how the enemies move, basically, in a lot of different ways. And the digital version takes care of all that. So all you can get to do is focus on your stuff, and that makes it better. I love
the environments they build is super cool.
Yeah.
Gloomhaven Digital is dope, and I
outstanding.
highly recommend it. You can play the full game now. I would not ever say to anyone get the physical game.
My word is 6 is Scythe. I still like Scythe, I think, more than you're more kind of like out on Scythe.
I've been burned too many times, man.
I still really enjoy it.
It's a great game.
But it's still never going to be my favorite game, but I still do really enjoy it. When I play, I'm like, oh yeah, this is very good. But we're both you're a little more out than I am, but we're both kind of like, I think I'd be okay if I never played Scythe again. I'm down to, super down to, but I'd be okay if I didn't.
Yeah, I do like Scythe though. I mean, it's got that thing. Power Grid, we never have an occasion to play it because you really want like 3 or 4. Like you can play it too just fine.
Yeah.
But I really, really like Power Grid a lot, and it's pretty straightforward and simple. It's been a long time. We haven't played it since our challenge.
It's been a very long time. That's the longest game we haven't played in our collection, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I played the Dice Tower Cruise was the last like proper normal game I played of it. So it's been a very long time.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Been a minute. Pandemic Legacy Season 2 for me. I liked this. I like all the Pandemic Legacies. This is weird. I don't know in terms. If I ranked them, it'd probably be 0, 2, 1. Although apparently 1 is higher than this one, so maybe I'm wrong.
At least that was a moment of when you ranked them.
I'm kind of like you. Like I really enjoyed it, but I probably don't need to play through them again. But nonetheless, I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, for me, Root, I've been enjoying it. I've been playing it more digitally. I haven't played it physically in a very long time. But playing it digital has helped me because there's like little tutorials for each faction and stuff. And people were talking about in chat earlier when it first appeared, this is a hard one to get into. It's just really hard to get into. And I don't know how you teach it. Like, you're going to teach each faction individually. It's kind of impossible to...
You just got to fumble through until everyone understands.
Yeah, and then
like,
you have to commit to this game in a way. But playing it digital is easier because you can go through tutorials for each character, make sure you really understand that faction, which makes it a little easier to get into. So Root Digital, highly recommend.
Alice, have you guys ever done a top 10 Falling Stars Icarus games, AK games you loved but then fell off hard? We have done a top 10 games we cooled on.
Yeah.
And we probably could do that list again at this point because it's been a number of years.
It'd be quite different, I think.
But yeah, we definitely have had done a list like that, and we probably would do another one. What's
up, Reg?
Number 44 is Maracaibo. We actually played this recently with Atlas with the Uprising expansion, which I really enjoyed. Maracaibo is
We'll probably play that version when we do Maracaibo.
Yeah, for sure. I like the co-op version. I think it's fun. I enjoy
it once. So.
A running theme with me is if you make a Euro game that I think is good and then give a co-op expansion, I probably like the co-op expansion better. That seems to be the case almost every single time. So yeah, I want to play this game co-op. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
There you go. Search for Planet X. I've only ever played this like once or twice, maybe. And then you've mostly kept it.
I played it
because
you enjoy soloing. I literally just took it home recently.
Yeah, so I haven't played it a ton, but man, I really love it. And we just got Lost for Search Species, which is even more fun.
Which is really good.
Man, I love deduction, logic, puzzly type games. Search for Planet X is so good.
Yeah,
it's really
so
great.
Good.
And again, stoke this in the top 100. It should be.
Yeah. Anachrony is in your eye. It's been a long time since I played Anachrony. I do really, really want to play it again.
I was happy where you ranked. I was like, it was higher than I thought you would.
Yeah, because I know I'm gonna like it. And not that I disliked it before. I didn't dislike it, but it's just been a while.
Yeah.
I think this would be higher if I had played it more recently. But we have the Infinity Box, our friend Crook's version up there. So we want to play it. We'll probably do a game house of it at some point.
Yeah.
Really excited to play it again.
Reg, they're asking about the rankings here. We have each ranked our 100, so the one that's by Nick is his ranking for 43. This is mine.
Yeah.
So sometimes I am, sometimes I don't. 43 for me is Mechs vs. Minions. It's so hard to set up. It's really a pain. It's just a lot of pieces everywhere, but man, I really enjoy the programming. It's fun and wacky and silly. It is a really fun game. The only reason it's just a lot to get it on the table and played, but it's so fun. Great pieces and stuff. The programming is interesting. Fun. You're just stomping over minions. It's great. A lot of different scenarios.
Kyle, are we top 100 yet? Nope, not for me at least.
Yeah, not yet. Well,
for this point, I think we would be. No,
some obsession.
This is really low for you. I figured this would be way higher for you.
It's way higher for you. Yeah. Here's the thing. I just finished playing a game against Foster the Meatball, Jeff and Jamie. freaking crushed it, dude. Obsession is really good. I'm really excited for the new character expansion and the metal coins, baby. Obsession is a strange game where you are hosting events and you're trying to bring back your family to glory and hosting people at your house and doing activities like bowling and having cigars and stuff. It is really enjoyable. 42 is not bad. It probably crack the top 100 of games for me, I think.
That's fair. I don't think we'll make a top 100. It'll probably be relatively close. I really like Heat, the Formula One game. We played it recently. The first time we had played it, we messed up some rules, and that kind of dampened it a decent amount. We played it more recently, and I really liked it. I'm really excited to play with some of the modules. Mikey's been playing on BGA with it, so I am interested in playing it more. I don't think this is quite to my top 100. We're getting close-ish.
I'm so excited for the expansion, though, man.
Yeah, me too.
I think I'm feeling all in on Heat lately.
You are. I am here. Indeed.
Atlas says, I feel like Anachrony will be a lot better at not 4-player. I agree. It is a great 2-player game. It plays fine at 2. Probably keep it there.
All right. That's
Maybe
good to know.
3 if you have to.
Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Baby.
Love Pandemic Legacy Season 1. It's hard to beat that first Pandemic Legacy experience.
It was
the twists, you're like, this is wild. It's really good.
So epic.
This will always be high up for me because of straight nostalgia and the remembering of it. Do I need to play through it again? Probably not. But
I would play through it if I was like one veteran player
with like 3
new, just to watch the twist happen and be like, pretty cool, right?
Tom would talk about that. He's like, I would play it with people who've never played it, and I'm just like,
just
waiting for it to happen. Yeah, it's like, so I still love Pandemic Legacy.
Beyond the Sun is really fantastic. Tech Tree game where you're getting access to different actions and doing stuff in space and whatnot. I recently played this. I have really enjoyed my plays of it. It's so smooth. The actions are quick and stuff. I'm excited. It's very, it's a smooth game, man. Smooth operator.
The crew, this is the older crew. Mike, you talked about it a bit ago. Quest Planet 9, at this point, I still really enjoy this one, but I will play Mission Deep Sea every single time over this one. I just think it's a better game, but I still do really enjoy this one and would play this one if Mission Deep Sea wasn't around. I think the crew is so much fun, but Mission Deep Sea is significantly better.
Brad B, referring to Pandemic Legacy, this is the first time I tore a card. My friends all lost their minds. So much fun. It is so liberating to be like, this is dead to me.
Yep.
It's very fun. Quacks of Quedlinburg down here at 40. It's a game that for Nick and I, we've cooled on quite a bit just because we've played so many times over so many years. It's not a diss on the game. I'm just kind of like, we've done a lot of that. I'm good. I'm good because it's ultimately a fairly simple push your luck game. We didn't get the newest expansion because I'm like, I don't.
Yeah. I'm interested in the dual version.
That's right.
So I'm interested in that one,
but I get pulled back in anytime.
Yeah, I still like Quacks, but I've cooled on. It's higher on my list, but I've cooled on it. Yeah. Power Grid is here for me. I'm always interested in Power Grid. We just never play it that much.
Ranking higher than me. Let's go.
But yeah, apparently, So
let's play it.
But yeah, there's also a whole bunch of different. We were talking about Nucleum recently, or Nucleum's having a new expansion, Australia, and it's like. I think they're going to do kind of a Power Grid where they come up with a bunch of maps. I'm interested in Power Grid because there's like so many different maps. I'm just curious like what they do and stuff like that. So I guess
changes.
Power Grid will never be a game we play often, but I'm always like, I wish we would play it more.
Yeah. Pandemic Legacy Season 0 was amazing. Man, it's so good. So 39, despite having played through it, like just the twists and turns of all the Pandemic games.
I think it's the most interesting of them.
The most interesting, like purely on a turn-to-turn mechanical, Pandemic game. It's like I would have this be its own standalone version of
like
Pandemic,
Iberia or something like that. Yeah,
where it's all spy stuff. That would be great. I'm like, please make that game and release it.
Yeah, and you're changing
Pandemic intrigue, right? Intrigue.
Right,
Ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, I would. The like tutorial for this game is really fun because it's just like it's very, very good.
Yeah.
I put Decrypto a lot higher than you. I think it's just because we kind of talked about it earlier where it's like we can never ever get it played. But we do, I'm always like, oh yeah, Decrypto is insanely good. Scorpion Masquerade make really interesting, like out of the box games. Like every game of theirs you play, you're like, man, this is just different. This, Turing Machine, Sky Team, you're just like, this is just, even like things like Stay Cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're thinking differently over at Scorpion Masquerade. I really, really like their stuff. And Decrypto is great. I also just love that Decrypto's in the top 100.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool.
Makes me happy.
Yeah.
I got Wingspan now. Worm spam, baby.
Worms. I got worms. That's what we're called.
Wingspan is great. It's just a great classic. I say classic as if it's not that old, but it's a modern classic
for sure.
Like it will be an evergreen, popular game forever. Bird watching, the way you can build up those crazy engines. I just like at this point playing this game, try to like hit something as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Who cares if it doesn't? Last time I did just built out my water row, I was drawing 1,000 cards, tucking 1,000,000 more, and it was just so fun to be like, how crazy can I make this?
How broken can I make this?
Yeah, it's very fun to do.
I love Wingspan for that reason. On Mars is here. I'm not surprised it's a lot higher. I think it's because like I'm just excited to play it again. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
But I am really, really excited to play On Mars again. Big Vital Lacerda, heavy game, one of the heavier ones, even for a Lacerda. And I am very excited. I love the theme of this one where you're going out to the kind of the atmosphere and then going back into the planet. I think it's really cool. I'm really, really excited to play it again.
Voyages from Marco Polo. Incredible game. I really want to get this game. It's not very available at all. Our buddy Atlas will help us play this. He has both versions now.
Ooh. Same game twice.
It's such a good, just a tight resource game where you're putting down dice and stuff to go do these things, but you can pull off, you're going to have some sort of player power that's just like insanely broken, and everyone has one that's like insanely broken in a different way, and it's very fun to make use of those and stuff. It's such a good game.
It is.
Man.
It's very good.
Gosh,
it's very,
good,
very good. Both versions, 1 and 2
so
are both very
good.
Azul. I'm also astonished Azul is so low on yours, but I guess it's not like I'm really excited to play this game. We can play Azul whenever. I still really like Azul. It's just a classic. It's very, very good at this. It's a modern classic at this point, and it's still very, very, very good.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot.
You feeling bad? You feeling angry?
This one hurts a little bit. This one hurts a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. this crap over here.
Well, the Rig at 36 probably will be higher once we play it again. We are going to play it obviously this year, but we're gonna play with all. There's a new expansion. We're gonna play with all expansions in and do. We did a playthrough video of this a while back. We're gonna do a new one this year with all expansions in. So a super duper sized Gamehouse episode on War of the Ring with everything in. Which I cannot wait for.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun, man.
Yeah, that one's going to be nuts.
It's been too long. It's been way too long
since we played. Since we...
And when we were kind of filming it, doing our challenge stuff, we played this game like 3 or 4 times
remember,
in quick succession.
We played it, and then we filmed it, but we lost the footage because we played it at Gamehouse.
That's right.
And then we had to play it again. So we played it 3 times back to back, and then
it was so
like,
nice.
Yeah,
we were really in the flow of it.
Yeah,
man.
you really got to. We're going to have to play it once or twice, especially with the expansions, and then go into it.
Then we'll still make rules errors that people will correct us on for the next 10 years.
People still correct us on that videos to this day. It's great.
Just as a reminder, there's no need to do that. We know we make mistakes. We are human beings.
Paladins of the West Kingdom is my least favorite of the West Kingdom games. I still really enjoy it. Again, saying my least favorite of a Garfield games means it's still very, very good.
Call Shem. You know what? I'm doing it for
New Zealand.
How dare you?
I still really like Paladins, but it is my least favorite of the West Kingdom. I like Architects and Viscounts probably the most at this point, but they're all very, very good. Paladins is great.
Paladins will be higher for me. Cascadia, incredible tile laying game. So good, so smooth. Just an appealing theme. I love putting out the animal tokens, and I love that, building out the corridors of the land types and stuff. It's just good and beautiful and wonderful in nature.
Yeah.
It just makes me
nice.
Calm to play.
Yeah.
Makes me calm.
It's great. It's absolutely outstanding. Marco Polo, I guess, a little higher for me. I really liked it. It's very, very good. Everything Mikey said, it's just awesome. The first one's great. The second one's great. Yeah, they're great. They're absolutely great.
Orleans is amazing. I think having just played and crushing the co-op version,
we did.
I'm really excited just to return to competitive Orleans for a while. I don't know if I need to play the co-op again.
That's fair.
At least for a while.
I've played the co-op a lot, and I don't know if I need to play it.
It's a little samey.
Because it becomes a little bit systematic.
Yeah.
Because you have to do the same thing every single time.
Exactly.
So it's like, it does become a little, I need to do this. One of us needs to go up the development track.
Right.
One of us needs to do this, and it's
always a challenge to do it, but
sure.
Like Orleans, we have different expansion things for this that can change up that competitive play. It's such a good game, and like it's been so well supported over the years.
Yes.
There's all sorts of fun things to explore. So,
Orleans
is just delicious.
It's good, but I am excited to get back to competitive Orleans.
Yeah.
I haven't played competitive in a long time.
R.I.P. TMG. Yeah,
that's right. Pendant Legacy Season 0 is my highest one because I think, again, like we kind of talked about, like the mechanics, the base game, that stuff, I think is the most interesting. And I really liked the changing of your aliases. I thought was a really interesting concept. Someone said like the twists were a little more meh, and I think that's probably true. There weren't as many like when you went through it, but I thought the game itself was better. And this is one like we kind of talked about. Like this is one I wish they would make just a Pandemic out of this, like Pandemic Iberia. because I thought it was really, really interesting. So I liked this one. This was probably my favorite of the three.
It was really good, man. It was really, really good. I got Maracaibo here. Really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I played through the story solo. I love the first game we played of the co-op version. It's just mechanically the card
Excited
play
for pirates
and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I was curious to see like what it is. Yeah, so excited for more. So that's 33.
Indeed. Seventh Continent. I really like Seventh Continent a lot.
These are related. We both did explory stuff.
I know we are, right? Seventh Continent. We talked about earlier with Mikey's thing. I really enjoy. I played it more recently, and I was reminded, like, oh yeah, I really like this game. You can kind of get screwed over if you go the wrong way, but to me, the point of Seventh Continent is like
exploration,
exploring and dying and stuff. Like, to me, that's like kind of the purpose. So I really like Seventh Continent. I think it's an incredibly clever game. I'm excited for Seventh Citadel. And honestly, like, I would totally play a bunch of Seventh Continent again. I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm with that for sure. Number 32 for me is Lost Ruins of Arnak. I just played a game on BGA with Jeff and Jamie from Foster the Meeple and had a blast. It's just still so great. I really want to play it again. And again, what we were talking about the other day is it's get through more of that campaign, the 1 and 2 player campaign from the Missing Expedition. Because it makes you focus in different ways and stuff. And so I want to play more.
Are you in your top 100 yet, you think?
Yeah. No, yeah. A lot of the games that have shown up here are in the top 100.
Okay, I don't think I'm quite there yet.
None of them?
No,
not a single one.
I'm more of a contrarian, apparently.
Ooh.
Maybe, but I can't say definitively I'm in my top 100 yet.
Easy, man.
Gloomhaven, everything Mike said, it's great. I still really like Gloomhaven. At this point, I pretty exclusively want to play it digitally because we've played through, but I do enjoy playing it digitally because you can kind of
This might be one where I'm like, let's just play this one digitally.
Yeah, pop in, play an episode or two, pop out. I think it's really fun still.
Terraform Mars is still fantastic. We prefer Ares Expedition. But I have Terraforming Mars digitally, and I play the app and love the way it works. The implementation on the digital is great. So it's just fantastic classic engine building.
Yeah,
for sure.
Indeed. Gloom, Jaws, and Lion. I played through Jaws and Lion with my old roommate, and I really enjoy it. It's probably I like it more than Gloomhaven because it's more contained. The characters were super interesting. It all has like a book instead of files to put out, which is really nice. So I really like Gloomhaven, Jaws. It's just Gloomhaven ultimately, but I like it more because it's just easier to play. But ultimately, I'd still rather just play digital.
That's fair. Seven Wonders Duel is just such a fantastic 2-player game that tactical, trying to control access to cards and stuff is really interesting. There's 3 ways you can win.
Yeah.
So you can kind of win the game early a couple ways or just go for your straight up points if you make it to the end. And that engine building of getting those resource production sites built in the first era to propel you in the second and third and managing your money if I have to borrow your resources and stuff. It's just fantastic as a 2-player game.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, really good game. Ooh, Mechs vs. Minions. Feels Arl. Mechs vs. Minions, Mike talked about earlier, is hard to get to the table because it's so large. But man, whenever we do, I'm always like, oh yeah. I was just talking about this game with our friend Mauricio recently, and I was just like, it's really fun. Like, Mechs vs. Minions is so much fun. It's just a big, crazy game. You're stomping out minions, doing different scenarios. It's hard to get to the table because it's so gargantuan, but it's really, really fun.
Yeah.
And pretty simple, too, in terms of like what you're doing.
Absolutely. My number 29 is Fields of Arl. Fantastic 2, or with the expansion, 3-player Uwe Rosenberg worker placement game. It's just really interesting where you're bouncing back and forth between kind of the summer and the winter seasons, the kind of fruitful times and the times where you are hunkering down for the cold days, and you have different worker placement spots based on what round you're in, those different seasons. And you're kind of getting, different materials, getting them upgraded, doing deliveries and stuff. And it's just one that is really, there's a little bit of engine building to it. There's just a lot of fun stuff to munch on. And every time I play it, I'm just find myself infinitely intrigued by it. Yeah. It's really, really quite good.
Very good. Very solid Uwe. Architects West Kingdom. At this point, Viscounts was probably my favorite of the West Kingdom games, but Architects is a close second. I really like Architects. I enjoy, it has more like worker investment than worker placement. I like that. I think it's interesting kind of twist on worker placement. I just really enjoy it. I like all the West Kingdom games, but Viscounts and this are pretty darn close. But I probably like Viscounts a little more at this point.
There you go. Concordia, I really, really enjoy. When Atlas in chat first showed it to us, we'd played so many other kind of Euro games and stuff, and then they kind of go backward to one that really set the stage for a lot of them is the classic Trading the Mediterranean, because it's what you're doing
literally.
game. Man, it's so smooth and easy to get into because everything that your actions are written on the cards that you're playing to take that action. So it's just very easy to understand like how things work because they just laid it out nicely. Where it's like, you can see how much storage you have because there's spaces for that, and you have other pieces that block you from putting them until you get them out on the board, which opens up your storage. There's a lot of like elegance built in, which I think leads toward understanding how the game flow works, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then all that scoring at the end, so you're like holding these cards and also are scoring cards. You're like, ooh, I wonder what I got. It's great. It's really great.
Fair.
I like it a lot.
It's very good. It's a classic for a reason. Cascadia, I would say this is probably the area where we're getting my top 100. I don't know if anything else would have been in there at this point. Potentially.
Wow.
I think Cascadia is my top 100, maybe. We'll have to see. But Cascadia is very, very good. Just such a relaxing game. Tile laying. You're trying to score those different animals. It's just such a. I'm gonna put this here. I'm just gonna put that. It just flows and it's nice and it's just, again, it's the perfect end of the evening game. You just want to chill. You don't want anything stressful. It's just so darn good.
Fireborn, the app for Concordia on Steam is good. I like it a lot. Agreed with on Cascadia. You already heard me talk about it. Keyflower. I really with you on loving Keyflow so much. The card drafting version of Keyflower. But Keyflower is just interesting where you have the kind of 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You're putting out your tiles, you're kind of auctioning for those tiles, trying to put things on to activate them, you're making pathways to deliver your goods. The earlier seasons give you more like production type buildings, the latter seasons give you things that will score. It's just a really cool, interesting, kind of tactical game. Really, really great game.
Yeah,
obviously it's in the top 100, so
yeah,
it's
people
not bad.
absolutely love it. 5 Tribes for me. I love 5 Tribes. I think Moncala is the most underused mechanic in all of board games. I think more games should have Moncala. 5 Tribes, you're picking up different workers, little meeples, and you're dropping them off Moncala style. Wherever you land, you'll take all meeples of that color. All the meeple, different colors will do different stuff, and you also get to activate the tile. It's just thinky and so interesting, and it's weird because like there's just been no game that's like it.
No.
Like kind of before or since, as far as I know, that like it just was this kind of like
not a direct comp for 5
not
Tribes.
really. It's just so dang good.
It's very unique.
Yeah, I really like 5 Tribes. It's so good.
Yeah, I love just the color of the meeple and the action space are 2 things to do. Heat, I think it's a really fantastic racing game. I really, really am enjoying it as I'm barely scratching the surface of all the different module things you can incorporate into the game. This is gonna be one. I mean, I guess people love it solo, so I really want to try physically the solo. You can solo it or add those legendary racers, the solo racers on BGA as well. It's cool. It's cool, man. When I played this first couple of games, and then added in just the little bit of like slightly different cards, the car upgrades you get, I was instantly like, whoa, this went way cooler. Yeah. I'm waiting for a turn to settle out on BGA. I'm running a risk right now. Frankly,
let's go.
I'm playing with fire.
Yeah, Heat's really fun. Really fun.
Jared, we got to play it physically, man. I'll bring over my copy.
Reg asked earlier if Wingspan had come up for me yet. Not yet. Now it's here. 25. I really like Wingspan. I probably prefer solo at this point.
Wow.
For the same reason.
For the invite, Nick.
Mikey said earlier, it's like I just want to make a weird broken bird engine and just run it and see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like people are just like, this strategy is broken. I'm like, I didn't do something else. I don't know. It's just, to me, I don't get the kind of like criticism. Like just make a weird bird engine and just see if it works. To me, that's the fun of this game, is like, especially with the expansions, we have all of them. It's just like there's so many different kinds of birds. Like, I'm gonna do a bunch of these kinds of birds this time. I'm gonna do a bunch of. It's like, to me, it's kind of like a feast for Odin, which we'll talk about a bit. It's like I'm just every single game, I just like pick a route. I'm like, I'm gonna do this and just see what happens. Yeah. And that's what I do with Wingspan. I'm like, I'm just gonna go this route and just see what happens. Yeah. And to me, that's really fun, and the reason why I like Wingspan, because I'm just trying to make a weird bird engine.
Yeah, very, very cool. 25 for me is Spirit Island. This is a game that I've recently reintroduced myself to. I got the app, and I've been playing it physically, solo as well. Man, there's a lot to explore. There's so many different types of spirits, and I'm like barely even
we scratched that surface,
barely even like wading into the water.
There's been a really big discussion about Spirit Island in our Discord, talking about like the early like getting into it. So we might make a whole Spirit Island channel for people to discuss about it.
I'm down, because I'm in that phase right now where I'm kind of getting back into it. We played it, a few times a long time ago. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play
I see how people get really deep into it.
Yeah.
Really deep into it.
All right, fam, we're in the top quarter here. Quacks, I'm surprised Quacks was still this high for me, considering we have cooled on it a
so
decent
much
amount.
joy over the years, though, man.
And honestly, we played it again, we'd probably be like, oh yeah, that's right, this is really, really fun. But we definitely have cooled on it. I still do really love Quacks. It's not my favorite push your luck game. It's probably Cubitos of the kind of push your luck racing games. But I still really do like Quacks. It's great.
Yeah. 5 Tribes. Nick just talked about it, hit everything. Amanda says something didn't click with 5 Tribes, which is totally fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
I think it's so cool, so interesting, so unique. Ultimately, not like overly long. Just picking up those pieces and trying to find like a really optimal move is really fun. I just love this game so much. It's just there's not a comp for it. There's nothing,
not really.
There's nothing at all that is like it, which is cool. Really cool.
Yeah, it's like they're just kind of, it's weird that like no one's kind of taken that idea and messed around with it. I mean, I'm sure people have.
It might be really difficult to make something good with that. I don't know.
A Tale of Two Pecan is a great game. We just played it recently. I've never been quite as into it as Mikey has. I do really like it, of course. But
top 10 game all the time.
But we just recently played it again with all the expansions. It's pretty nuts that way. But it is fun. It's still a really, really good game. It's not my favorite of the T games, but it's still very, very good.
Whatever, man. Star Wars Rebellion, I finally got a chance to play it. It is so incredibly good. It's so
I'm really
fun.
excited to play it.
It's so epic. It is Star Wars in a box, but it gives you the chance to rewrite
what
things
happened
from
like, didn't Obi-Wan go to the dark side?
Obi-Wan got turned to the dark side, got captured and turned, which was
so
like,
weird.
I'm like, oh, what? Like, that blew my mind. I was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a ghost. And then I blew up the Death Star. And I also took Coruscant. I was the Rebels. I took over Coruscant, which was very satisfying. I was like, I got your capital.
Yeah.
B. And man, it's really fun.
Yeah, I'm
it's
really excited to play it.
And that was just base game. I didn't play with the expansion. So that's just another expansion even makes the combat better, which I'll put it out there. The combat is fine in the base game. It's fine.
Right.
People overblew the whole like,
it's unplayable. Yeah, it's like,
calm down. Calm down. It's fine. I'm sure the expansion is better. From what I've heard, it's definitely better, but it's fine.
We have basically the exact same game here twice.
Same game.
Zulkin Zulkin Mind Count is a really interesting one of the big T games where it's like pretty simple in terms of rules.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, is there a ton of strategy where you're
melt
putting
your brain.
Your workers on the cogs that are turning. And it's like basically on your turn, you either put them on, take them off, do some action. It's like the rules are really, really simple. But man, it's just such a weird mechanic that messes with your brain. And it's just like, it's just nuts. But it's very, very fun.
Atlas, Jimmy is a person of words, writer. So instead of Obi-Wan, it's Obi lost. Yeah, Obi lost big time. It was not good. Zulkin is amazing. Crokinole, best dexterity game of all time, obviously.
Yeah.
Flicking discs, trying to get to the middle. Oh, Pippin's having a dream. Caroming off your opponents and stuff. It is so incredibly great. Crokinole is so good. Nothing but amazing.
Pippin's having a dream over there.
Top 100 game. This is in the list right here. Oh, Pibbles.
Pibbles having a bad dream.
Well, we have a little nightmare right now, guys.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Crokinole, it's great.
Hey.
It's one of the greatest games ever made. It's just one of the greatest games ever made. It's so good.
How you feeling, Nick? How you like that? How you feeling about
It's
that?
fine. It's fine. It
like
hurts
that?
my heart a little bit.
You've
You've been hurting me a little bit.
Viticulture is still really great. I've cooled on it slightly. Again, simply just over time.
Yeah. We've had it for a long time at this point. Yes.
It's not a diss at all. Viticulture is
even
still
then.
amazing.
I'm like I play it like once a year.
Yeah.
And it's my number one. But it's like I play it like once a year.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm okay with that.
It's great when we do.
Oh
that.
God, it's great. I
You know
love
what
it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Viticulture is so good. Clank. Clank has this. I love it so much,
Yeah.
And this is probably stands for like
Special place in
Clank
our
Catacombs now. But it's like all the different like maps to it. I don't know. Clank, even though like we don't play Clank very often, it's still, I don't even think it'll be in my top. It probably won't even be my top 100. But once I really sit down and do my top 100 again, which we are doing this year. But it's like Clank just holds a place in my heart for some reason. It just does,
Man, it was one of the first like games for us where it's like it's a deck building game, but you're
with a board.
With a board, you're doing
it's
stuff
like,
with it. I mean that really blew our mind.
Yeah.
And it's so enjoyable to play risky. You know what I mean? To see what you can get away. There's a pushing your luck. How far do you want to push this thing and get more treasures and stuff? It's such a good game, man.
Yeah.
Underwater Cities for me, number 20. I really, really enjoy what you're doing in it. Vladimir Suki is one of our very favorite designers, and Underwater Cities has grown on me a lot. It is you know, there's a wonderful ramp up in the game where when you go to that first kind of income scoring, you're kind of like, I don't really get much. And now you're kind of like, I'm a little tapped financially here and stuff. And then you kind of build up, and if you get it going, then it just ramps up in a very satisfying way. And I like the, you know, placing a worker out and then having to play a card, and if you can match the color of worker spot with that card, you get the card's bonus and stuff. It's fun to play with, system, and the way that they kind of weight those out and everything. It's just a cool game, man. It's a really cool game.
Yeah. So I think Underwater Seas was Nick's pick when Mike had Clank. Is that right? That'd be hilarious. We just flip-flopped. That'd be very funny.
We may well have done that.
Top 20, Lost Worlds of Arnak. I don't know. I love this game so freaking much. There's just something about it. I don't know. I'm very curious where this is going to end in my top 100. Because I have a hunch it's going to be real high. I just love it. You're exploring. I really like the expansions. I mean, the Expedition Leaders expansion was like a must-have.
So good.
The new expansion with the solo and co-op mode is just like super, super fun. I mean, it's just, this is one of those games that like, I just hope they never stop expanding it.
I feel like they
just never stop
kind of always add stuff.
Please never stop expanding it. I will buy every single one.
Number 19 for me is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. The experience of playing that game and the twists and turns was so fun. We did it live on the air, all in one big long day, which was just super epic.
It was nuts.
Man, it was such a fun day. That's like one of those top singular gaming experiences.
Well, like some people in the chat like had played it, so everyone's like waiting for the stuff to happen. We're just like, oh, they're like, I've been waiting for this for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know, just like it was so much fun.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's top 5 gaming experience ever. Was playing the first Pandemic Legacy. Real, and it seems to be that way for a lot of people who played it. You know, because it was just. I mean,
that's why I went to number 1 all the time.
I mean,
Like that's
still number 2.
No accident.
You know, it's like it's that way for that reason. You know. Yeah. Too Many Bones. I was surprised at how high. I think I'm gonna become.
You're a chip theory guy, man.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna become more and more and more a Too Many Bones person. Because we recently did Unbreakable on our channel. You can check out the playthrough. We had to play it a bunch, and I was the one who learned it. We kind of take turns learning, especially big games, and then teaching them to each other. And I was the one who got Too Many Bones. And so I had played it like a bunch to kind of get the characters down. I tried to learn both characters. And I was kind of like, oh man, I think I'm starting to like it. That's not good. Like that's not good. And so like,
it's fine.
I really enjoy it. I've kind of gotten over some of the things I don't like about it, which I still don't like about it. But it's just
a luck, rolling dice game.
I don't know, man. It just grows on you for whatever reason. It just really grows on you, and I really like Too Many Bones a lot.
It's just a lot of highs and lows.
Yeah.
It's swingy, crazy, but man, when it goes well, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And when it goes bad, it's kind of equally fun, and it's. You know, the tragedy of the dice rolls and stuff. It's just got a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
For me, number 18 is Paladins of the West Kingdom. Kaboom. Love it so much. Again, probably out of the West Kingdom trilogy, Viscounts is probably my favorite, but Paladins is like, if I want that chunky, you know, experience and really dig in, I probably would choose Paladins over Scholars, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
What a bad choice.
I think so. But it's really good, man.
It's very good.
It's really good.
They're all great.
Scholars of South Tigris also amazing.
Hey, man. It's very good.
Oh, yeah, baby.
For me, Search Planet X. I've played this game a whole bunch solo. It's a deduction game where you're trying to find Planet X.
Man.
We talked about it earlier. We now have the Search for Lost Species, which is insanely fun.
Really fun.
Search Planet X, I love this game. I love it solo. It's so much fun. There's just something about it. It's so satisfying. We were talking about when we were playing like over the holidays playing Lost Species like late at night, both just super tired, just like. Right. But like it's just. You get those endorphin hits when you play these games. Yeah. All of a sudden you're like, ooh, now I know where the asteroids are. Ooh, okay, now I know that. And it's just, you get those hits as you play, and it's just so much fun. Yeah, those dopamine hits that you get as you learn stuff, when you concretely know something now, it's just so much fun. And I love Search Planet X.
Immensely satisfying.
Yeah.
My number 17 is Great Western Trail. Man, I love every game in this series.
Yeah.
Great Western Trail is so stinking good. It's so good.
It's
just
insanely
running
good.
your cattle, hitting that rondelle over and over and over.
Yeah.
You know, we have Argentina and New Zealand are out there now, and I still would happily play just base Great Western Trail. Not a problem at all. That's really, really cool that it's that good that it sparked other ones in the series and still holds its own on you know, as the original. So good.
Yeah,
so
it is. It is just that good. Yeah. Oh, I don't know we had a crossover here.
True crossover.
Yeah. This is the best crew. It's great. The crew is a co-op trick-taking game. This is the second one after the Search for Planet 9. And the crew mission Deep Sea is just is better. It scales significantly better. Someone was asking earlier if it plays good at 2. Yes, it plays great at 2 because everything scales.
Plays better than the original crew. I think it still has like a dummy player, which is like a little funky, but
it's so good.
The missions scale based on player count, which is vastly important because if you're playing a 3, 4, or 5 player game, certain things are going to be easier and harder, and the cards now reflect that. And that is like the only really major change, and it is so vitally important.
Yes, it really is.
Again, I would never recommend the original crew just because this one exists.
Like I would still play it if this one wasn't available. If this one is, I will never play the old version again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's that much better. It's that much more impactful.
So good, man.
True. Whoa, another
crossover. Lisboa is such a 15, man.
It's such a 15 kind of game.
Another really Lacerda, the big heavy game. Lisboa is one I've really enjoyed, and we played it. Did we only play it the one time? Maybe twice? Recently?
No, only once recently.
So I really want to, as we were talking about, like people were talking about with Lacerda, you kind of want to play them multiple times in fairly quick succession, so you can really, there's a lot to explore with. And this one, you're kind of rebuilding Lisbon and stuff, and after all these earthquakes and tsunamis and fires,
many tragedies,
stemming from that earthquake. It's just really fun. And you're playing out. It's card driven, so you're playing out cards to your little portfolio and tucking them above and below to get discounts and things, and visiting nobles and stuff. And it's just beautiful and
it just works
great and really, tight resource management stuff.
Yeah, it's just very good. It's very, very
good.
Third one? Oh, close. Again, I was surprised Obsession was that low. I really like Obsession. Obsession is such an interesting game that just doesn't feel like anything else. It's just built different in a weird way. It's just like, I don't know, it just feels very, very unique in terms of like what you're doing, the way the game mechanics work with each other is just so interesting. You're just like fancy British people who've kind of fallen on hard times, let's be honest.
Right.
And so it's just really good. Again, it just feels different. It just feels very, very different.
Yeah, very cool. Through the ages, I've played so much of this game digitally. I've played hundreds of games of it. I love it so much, man.
I play this exclusively on airplanes.
That's fair. That's fine. I haven't played it a ton, in the last year and a half or two. Just having a kid, you're busier now. But it's so good, man.
Yeah.
Every time I come back to it, I'm just like, yes, resource engine building, greatness. Very much, there's a million cards, but I've actually learned most of them through just repetition, which has been very, very fun. Great sim builder.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very good. Orleans is very high for me. I still really enjoy it. I'm with you. I think I'm, at least for a little while, probably done with the co-op. I want to play, even with the expansions, there's I think we have 4 or 5 different types of competitive versions to play.
There's so many, little, ways to change up the gameplay purely on the competitive.
It's just so much fun. I love the bag building. It's so interesting. I'm really excited to get back into the other ways to play it. But yeah, it's just outstanding. Also, the roll and ride's very good.
It is.
It's kind of, it feels like Orleans but light, and it's really, really fun. But I really like Orleans a lot. It's so good.
Kyle was just mentioning how Through the Ages was super low for you and super high for me. Dune Imperium is probably even more of a disparity.
This is the worst one.
But it was fun building out these lowers here and stuff because you see sometimes where we're just like, very different.
We don't always like the same games. We like a lot of the same games, but not always.
Dune Imperium, I really enjoy it. Some of the things that you were talking about, you can go in with a certain amount of your troops and stuff and get beaten in battle and all that. That's not the only thing in the game going on, so it doesn't bother me. And it also feels Dune-ish. Like, it feels reinforced by its theme in a way where it's totally I backstab you or whatever.
Yeah.
But the card play, worker placement, and what cards you hold back and do that kind of reveal turn at the end of the round and getting a bunch of stuff is it's just really cool. I've been enjoying playing it digitally with the app that came out, and I like it a lot.
And we have not played Uprising, by the way.
No.
Big difference on that one. Caverna, this is also a massitive difference. Woo. I love Caverna. Caverna has, maybe I'll just take it home and start soloing it more, because I don't think you really want to play it. You don't ever want to play it. You don't like it.
You don't even, when you last suggested we play Caverna?
Every day of my life.
Right.
I love Caverna. Caverna is a game we don't play very often, but every time I think about it, I like it more and more and more. And so, yeah, I really love Caverna, especially with the expansion with the asymmetric factions, just made it even cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of those games. This is one of those games where I'm like, if I played this, not even often, just if I played this more, I think it would be my top 10 of all time. If I played it more, we just don't play it that much, and so it doesn't. So this is. It's just so good. Are we in our top 50? Yeah.
Yeah, some of these are
top 50
we like
for
top
sure.
50 games. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Caverna. And I think I would like it more and more and more and more and more if we played it more.
Castle Burgundy is the top 50 game of all time. It's incredible. It's such a good game. I'm playing it on Board Game Arena as we speak. It's very good. It's so good. We got the fancy Awakened Realms version, which is so fun to play with.
Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie. It's ridiculous.
Very nice.
Acrylic tiles, though.
Yeah, acrylic tiles. Come on now. Yeah, it's just fantastic. You get these 2 dice, and you have to use them for actions. You can mitigate your dice rolls. Because there's 4 types of things you can do with a die. You're never really stuck. You of course want to be as efficient as you can, but it's like Castle Burgundy is just infinitely great, infinitely playable.
Yeah,
it's such a good classic, great game.
Yeah. Ooh, this is where Lord of the Ring belongs. Lord of the Ring is so good. I love Lord of the Ring so much. Again, this is a game we play once every couple years.
It's a big game.
I still love it this much. It's like, this is one game, I don't want to play it more than that because it's just too much, too big, but it's just such an experience when you play. It's just an experience. It's just what it is. I'm excited to play with the expansions. I just love it. It's the first game I ever painted. I painted the whole thing. It was like a year-long journey.
Super epic, man.
So like, there's such a place in my heart for this game.
Very cool. Ark Nova, number 11 for me. It's so good. We just got the expansion. We played 1 game with the expansion. It's fun. The drafting out of like bonus or special versions of the action cards is like really, really cool. I could honestly leave the rest and like I take it or leave it, but the card thing is really rad.
Yeah.
But just that building up that engine, it's kind of like Terraforming Mars, where you just feel the gradual build of this tableau of cards in front of you and the things you're going for as you kind of power up, and the zoo theme to boot, which is very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And focus on a zoo theme with like conservation is the main thing you're focused on.
Appeal and conservation.
Which is what all zoos should be.
All good zoos,
doing. So most of them are, to be fair.
Grocery Trail and Grand Austria Hotel. Kind of similar names-ish.
Baby!
Grocery Trail, Mike already talked about. It's so good. Every iteration is so good. I will happily play the base game, even with the expansion, but I'd even love to play with the Rails to the North expansion. I'll play Argentina. I'll play New Zealand. I love Great Western Trail. I love these new versions. They're so pretty. They look great.
Fantastic.
They're all right there, and I love them.
They are.
I love them so much.
Right back there. Grand Austria Hotel is an all-time banger. It's one of the best played only at 2-player games. Do only play it at 2-player. 3 if you have to. Do not go beyond that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Grand Austria Hotel is just like, again, it's rare to make a game. We talked about Robinson Crusoe earlier.
Yes.
That game hurts, and we got rid of it. This game hurts, and I love it for it.
It
that is crazy to me, where it's a game that can be so brutal because you're going, your actions are determined by the dice that get rolled, and we all are drafting from the same pool, which is just really brutal because you're like, please don't take that 3. Someone takes that 3, you're like, you ruined my day.
There's just something about it. I don't know.
And it's just, but like, I can't get enough of it despite that stress. Like, it's so cool to me that there's a game that stresses me out in a way that I enjoy. That really speaks, I think, to the level of the design.
And that's because like I'm not super into super brutal games, but for some reason this one, well, I'm gonna talk about it in a moment. For some reason this one I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Which is why you should always try games, even if you don't think you're gonna like them, because sometimes you're like, oh, this one for some reason works for me.
Again, this is one of those times where we played it, we learned it at a game cafe, we played it, and we said, set that up again, we're playing it right now.
Played it back to back.
Played it back to back. That does not happen very often. And Atlas, we haven't played any of the expansions. We don't have it. I know you do, but we haven't played any of the expansion stuff.
Castle Burgundy is so good. It honestly probably hopped up. Someone in the chat said that Castle Burgundy jumped up the list when they got the special edition. It probably did for me, because my biggest problem with Castle Burgundy, especially this version of Castle Burgundy,
which is quite old now. There's many versions.
It's very ugly. The newer version was slightly less ugly, but the new version, the new version, the big special edition, is so pretty. is so nice. I'm like, yes, the art finally matches how good this game is,
Yes.
you know? And I'm just like, yes,
It deserved that.
This is its final form,
version.
and this is what it should be all the time. And so I love it. I really do enjoy it so much.
Its final form costs like $150, which is a bummer, but it is.
It's how it happens sometimes.
It does
you know?
match its greatness for sure.
Yeah, so it's very, very good.
Yeah. Zolkin, you mentioned it just a few spots back. Such an interesting game where you're either putting some workers on gears or taking them off and taking actions with them. That's literally all you're doing on a turn. But you can develop technologies in the game that, you know, give you more and more benefits as you take actions and do things, which is good because the resources are insanely tight in this game.
Yes.
It's very difficult to get these things built out. You're doing buildings and stuff and monuments and working up temple tracks. This is, you know, the first T game, essentially, you know, Tashini and Simone Luciani. That sparked Teotihuacan and stuff, and all these kind of temple track bumping rad games and stuff. And Teotihuacan with those gears and the kind of toy factor of those gears and how they make such a crunchy experience with such simple mechanisms is just a super flex.
Yeah.
Super flex.
It's very good. We just talked about Grand Austria Hotel, which is GAH in the chat. If you didn't know, it's Grand Austria Hotel. I kind of already talked about it. It's incredibly good. It's brutal, but for some reason I like it. And it's just like, I really like it. I really like it a lot.
Yeah. Gaia Project,
really like this
fantastic.
one.
It's super cool. Just the, you know, you get a faction that has some stuff that you do certain, you know, for your kind of main buildings when you get those put out, different, you know, they're unique in that way. You're doing this stuff with cycling power, which gives you extra actions. Each round comes down to like doing this type of action, building this type of building in this round is valuable. So you're trying to time up everything to kind of make use of those bonuses, those points and stuff. There's just a lot of fun things to do, and you're just terraforming planets because you can only live on, your little alien race can only live on this type of planet.
Yep.
And certain planets are more similar, so you have to kind of Gaia form or whatever they call it, planets and stuff, and there's 6 tracks you can bump. They're all wonderful. It's just...
On the tracks, baby.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Very excited to try it. Very, very excited to try it. Sevens Fields. Wow, it actually is so high for you. Oh my gosh. Fields Arl is one of my favorite Uwe Warriors farming games. It's just very good. I don't know. There's some about Fields Arl. I think it's because it's 2-player only. Just makes me like it even more. I enjoy games that are like, no, it's 2 players. Like, it's just 2 players. I don't know. It's just, there's something about Fields Arl that just, I really, really enjoy. I like the back and forth between summer and winter. It's just, I don't know, something about it, I love it.
Agreed. It's really great. Anachrony I've been playing a ton of lately on Board Game Arena. It's a really, you know, it's kind of interesting because when we first played it, it was like this mystifying thing, but it's ultimately just a tight resource management worker placement game. That's really what it is. And you're getting these buildings built out to kind of use your workers in different ways because you can put them into mech suits. We have to power them up and send them out on the main board. But the more you can kind of build out buildings on your personal player board, you can put your workers onto there and really maximize what you're doing. You're borrowing resources from the future or from your, I don't know quite thematically what it is or whatever, but you need to go pay those resources off by sliding back into the past, and basically that gold that you spent you need to replace and kind of keep the timeline in order. It's just a cool theme, like the world's ending and stuff, and it's like all apocalyptic, but it's just a tight resource management game.
Yeah.
Very tight.
Very good. I'm excited to play it
man.
more.
So good.
Feast for Odin. It hurt?
No, this is good.
All right.
It's close enough.
6 is close enough,
close
right?
enough.
Feast for Odin is, I think it's my top Uwe game, although I don't think it is anymore. I think a big banana game might be my favorite now. Feast for Odin is a massive sandbox worker placement game. I kind of talked about with Wingspan earlier, where it's like Feast for Odin is a game where I'm gonna try and do this. I'm just gonna get a bunch of horses and see what happens. I just try to pick a random route and then just go for it and just see what happens. I don't really care if I win or lose. Because I just want to explore the sandbox even more and more and more. It's just so darn good. The Norwegians expansion made it even better.
Yep.
It's one of the greatest games ever made.
Agreed. It's you'll hear me talk about it in a minute. Brass Birmingham, which was a lot lower, or was it? You haven't played it before?
No, I have.
Yeah, once. It was a lot lower. I've really fallen in love with Brass Birmingham a lot. It's really enjoyable. Kind of, I had that same first experience as you did, where I really didn't enjoy it. And then I kind of, because I didn't understand what it is. It's this positive player interaction where you're kind of all mooching off of what the other people are doing. If I have a tile with iron on it, you can use that iron and stuff, which allows me to flip over my tile. So I benefit from it because I'm going to increase my income and stuff. And you're benefiting because you get this iron to use and things. And so like there's that whole positive player interaction. Everyone's building up the city, so I'm going to build a canal line or a rail line in the second half of the game to that city, and I'm going to get a bunch of points based on what happened in that city because I'm like, well, you need to get these supplies to places, so I'm going to build a rail that you're going to go, so I'm going to get benefit out of that. Things like that are just super cool, where it's just like you can, you know, do different stuff to kind of, everything is beneficial, but it will also probably benefit somebody else.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And so you're trying to make sure that it benefits you more, which is just cool.
We enjoy shared infrastructure games. You know?
Very much. Yeah. So that's that.
All right.
In a nutshell.
Kanban EV.
Woo!
Mike is going to talk about this in a moment. Kanban EV is my favorite Lacerda game. It's also Mike's favorite Lacerda game, if you haven't noticed. This game is insanely good. It's just, you're in a car factory building out cars. It's very linear where you're like, oh, it makes sense. Like I would need to get a car design and then I need to get car parts. And I put those car parts into a car and then I need to test that car. It's very linear. So I feel like for a lot of Lacerda games, it's actually one of the easier ones to learn, at least from the ones that we've learned so far.
Yeah.
I don't know, just the look of it, Tools art just works so well with this. I enjoy games about factories as Mike does as well. There's just something about Kanban EV that tickles my brain in a way that I freaking love. And I love it so dang much.
Everything you said I agree with. You'll see me talk about it in 20 seconds. Teotihuacan is such an incredible game. It's my former #1 of all time. I still love playing it so much. There are so many expansions and modules and kind of take and leave what you want and you don't want. We've done all-in games, which are just fun and crazy to play. But I just love all the ways you can work stuff. Work those actions, maximize everything you're doing, working up those temple tracks. There's just so much that I love in this game. So much fun stuff. It's been really well supported over the years.
It has. I mean, they just came out with the deluxe version.
Just talked about it. Everything Nick said is great. It's so fun working in a car factory.
So
Favorite
good.
Lacerda so far, by far.
Yeah. It's #1 by Lacerda by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, it's the one we've also played the most.
Ark Nova, Mike, you already talked about. I'm in the same boat. There's something about this game that I mean, a lot of people agree with us. It's number 4 overall in BGG, so I guess I agree with the people.
Yeah.
Because there's just something about Ark Nova that I just can't get enough of. I like the expansion. I like those new cards. I don't know. There's just something about the game. I enjoy games kind of like Rogers the Guardians where you have 2 tracks. You have to meet them to end the game. I don't know. I find that to be an interesting mechanic. And there's just something about Ark Nova. I love zoos. I love animals. I love the look of it. I don't know. It's just something about it. It makes me happy.
It's good stuff, man. It's just real fun.
True crossover. We have 2 true crossovers back to back.
Yeah. This is Le Havre. We both love it so much.
It's so good.
So I guess this is your favorite Uwe.
I guess this is my favorite Uwe. Yeah, that's right. Ooh, I don't know if Banana Boy is going to beat this one.
Yeah, Le Havre is a fantastic worker placement game, old Uwe, where there's all these like lots where fish and wood and kind of basic resources are being placed. You can take all the stuff from one of those, or you can move your worker. You have one worker to a different building, which is going to be conversions of different kinds.
Generally.
Like taking fish into the smoker and making them smoked fish, which helps you feed your people, which you got to do, and build up kind of more valuable resource types and stuff to then sell them off and things for money, which is ultimately your points. Build buildings, which are going to be worth money, which are your points into the game. Build ships, which help you move or feed your people, and then help you with shipping things out. And so there's just kind of this great, like, throughout the game, people are building up buildings, and I can use your buildings, you can use mine. I might have to pay you something for it, but you can kind of all use each other's stuff. It's just fantastic.
It's so good.
And simple rules.
It's so simple. It's so good. The Uwe banana game I keep referring to is Oranienburger Canal. It's very yellow.
Banana because it's very yellow.
It's insanely yellow. Oranienburger Canal is probably, at this point, my second favorite Uwe. It's incredibly good. But it's not in the top 100. I don't think it ever will be either. So we're probably talking about here, but Le Havre is incredible.
It's so good.
Look. A crossover.
True crossover.
We just played this again the other day. So we actually marked this one off for our playing the top 100 games.
This one's off already on the list.
It's just one of the greatest games ever made.
It's so good, man.
It's so good. Clans of Caledonia is an ultimately economic game where you're putting stuff out onto the board. Like a cow, that cow will then give you milk. You can also put like a cheese place out there, and you can turn that milk into cheese, and you're basically fulfilling contracts. It's just, I don't know, there's something about this game that just is so freaking fun. I just love it. It's just so satisfying. It's so interesting, the kind of push and pull of the stuff that you're putting out there. Sometimes you have to take it back. The trying to fulfill the contracts, trying to get the stuff. It's tough to get the stuff you need to get done, but it's just such a satisfying game. I don't know. There's just something about it, man.
Agreed. It's just simple and wonderful. It's just so I will play it forever. It's so great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We like games one better. And the number one games, which we're about to click over to, are both, at least as of this moment, our number one games of all time.
You put the wrong side.
I got them flipped. I got them wrong way.
You did it perfectly this entire time. These should be flipped. You did it perfectly. 99 out of 100 were perfect.
Dang.
And you messed up on arguably the most important one.
It doesn't matter. So my favorite's this one.
Here, hold on.
Feast for Odin. Hold on. Okay. Now it's better. My favorite is Feast for Odin.
Easy.
It's a fantastic worker placement. You're getting tiles and putting them into a polyomino tile puzzle. I just enjoy all the different types of actions and trying to figure out how to be as efficient as possible. Do I want to get some islands and kind of take on a bigger challenge, build buildings, build ships, upgrade those tiles, and hopefully not take actions where you're like, I didn't actually need that tile. That was a waste of time.
Yeah, that is that.
So good.
Viticulture is my favorite game. It's been my favorite game for a number of years now. It still is. Again, I play it like once a year, and it's still just my favorite game. I don't know. There's something about it. Since the moment I saw it, before I'd even played it, I was just like, that's my favorite game.
It's just great.
Still is. I don't know. There's just something about it. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Boom.
It's number one. Okay, now
that's our list,
I don't like
everybody.
being on this side. It's weird.
That's our list. I'm on my side. Let me see
I
on
don't
my
like being
side.
on this
You stay on your
side. It's
side,
weird.
man.
It's weird being over there. But nonetheless, that's our list.
That's our list, everybody.
Again, if you weren't here from the beginning, we were going to be playing through all of these games at least once. This year, we're playing through the entire BGG Top 100.
Documenting our time and our experience.
At the end of the year, after that video comes out, we'll do a supplemental video that will be us re-ranking the top 100. And so you'll get to see how this changed as we play these games more and after we play some of the games that we haven't played before.
Absolutely. So do get excited for that. We'll be keeping you updated on how all things go on our Patreon, like little look-ins as we do it. We'll do probably quarterly updates here on the main channel as well.
Tell you how we're doing so far.
So it's going to be super cool. I've played 2 games from the top 100 so far. You've played 1?
Yeah, only one. I've played Cons Caledonia. That's it. Yeah,
we're only like some odd days.
We're only a weekend.
Behind, we're a little behind pace, if we're honest, but only a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for us. Let us know some of your favorite games from the top 100 games of Board Game Geek. They're just generally agreed on as the best, but of course, people's opinions do or don't match those. We have several that are probably in our top 100 and several that are not.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, let us know down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate you. This was a fun to kind of go through all this. Yeah, it was an interesting experiment. So I love you all to death. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you later.